and here we go. Once it oh, there it goes.
Yeah, I just got the notification. Oh, and you're using Tanya's art.
I am. I like it. Okay, let me listen to make sure that they can actually hear you. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, I just got the notification.
I am. Okay, so they can hear you through my microphone. Let's not do that.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're having some slight technical errors. We're having... Alright, I'm speaking now. We are having some difficulties with driving the podcast because we decided to let a woman drive. Well, I mean, you know. It's funny because we are having technical errors.
Okay, I think I fixed it.
Alright. Well, in that case, we can begin. My tea has been made, my toast has been made, and I can take you out of my pocket again.
Alright.
And... wunderbar.
Let me turn you down on my actual computer. That way I'm not picking you up as much. Actually, where are my headphones? Where's those headphones? They're not in my butt. There they are.
What's in your butt?
I thought that maybe I'd put them in my butt pocket, but they're not my butt pocket.
Headphones actually sound like a great idea.
Okay.
If you could have guessed, ladies and gentlemen, this was a very impromptu podcast.
It's a very impromptu podcast because I felt like podcasting.
And I woke up because of the messages that Needle sent. Like, literally, my phone just started buzzing. Because Needle sent, like, a bunch of messages in all caps. Vermont!
Okay.
To which I could not make a rude
making
joke
sure
about.
everything worked. I got everything to fix. You and I are on about the same level for audio for my desktop.
Yay!
Yay! I'm still getting used to OBS. So I couldn't use my normal laptop to run OBS because for whatever reason, Google wouldn't let me bring up YouTube. It kept saying that there was a security error.
What's the security? Did it not trust OBS? Did it think that your
No, it didn't trust
OBS is
YouTube. Like, Google Chrome just didn't trust YouTube. So I did
To be fair, we don't trust YouTube either.
Right. But I went through the steps of, you know, clearing the history, that didn't work, cleared the cookies, that didn't work, cleared the passwords, that didn't work, reset my computer, didn't work. So I gave up and I just started using this laptop and my older laptop. And the thing that sucks is on my smaller, newer laptop, everything is all set up. All I have to do is press start stream and it goes. I haven't set everything up on the bigger laptop because usually I have issues running the bigger laptop.
But at this point, I don't know, I think YouTube's just an untrustworthy site. I think maybe Google's cottoned onto this. I mean, I know they're owned by the same people, but, you know, I think Google's starting. I think the platform itself has gained sentience. For the record, Frail Comic, I got Fire Rose's tea.
Good tea.
Yeah, it's very tasty tea. I'm a big fan. Much better than rooibos, which is interesting because I actually used to be really, really into rooibos, but yeah, no, I can't. It's just too fucking sweet.
Do we still need your
But-
GoFundMe thing up.
Is that still up?
It's still up. I'm getting rid of it. Unless
Yes,
we can
we
turn
do
it
not-
into a help Needle pay for rent because she lost her fucking job again.
Wait, you lost your job again?
Yep, so this time I think the reason why they fired me was because in about a week or two, they're supposed to be dropping this pretty big bonus, and I think the reason why they fired me was because they didn't want to give me that bonus.
That's kind of a... But... What?
Yeah.
It's kind of a... But then they would have had to still give you severance pay.
Nope.
Wait, they didn't give you severance pay?
Nope.
But isn't that illegal?
Nope.
The fuck is your country?
Yep. So...
And I'm saying that as a South African. I'm a fucking South African, and I'm looking down on that.
Yep. So America has these things called at-will states, and at-will states typically tend to be liberal states, blue states, and if you are part of an at-will state, the company that you work for can fire you for literally anything, and they don't technically have to give you a reason.
What the fuck?
Yep. The reason that they gave me was that I had called out sick because I was injured. I had hurt my back slipping on some black ice, and two, I was having a very bad day with my depression. Like my depression was just acting up far more than it usually does. So I came into work and they're like, well, you called out sick and you weren't actually sick, so because of this we have to write you up, and oh look, you were tardy this one time, so because you have this, we're gonna write you up for this also, and now you're at this, so we're gonna go ahead and fire you.
But, I mean... But hang on, but you were actually sick. Or
Yes, but they don't...
Does Oregon not recognize depression as an illness yet?
Oregon does recognize depression as an illness. However, the company that I worked for does not consider illness a legitimate illness, or does not consider depression a legitimate illness.
But they don't have a choice. If the state recognizes it, they just have to fucking sort of deal with it.
Yep. I even have a doctor's note stating that I have diagnosed depression, and I have days where it's physically difficult for me to get out of bed because of my depression, because it literally causes me pain.
Exactly. So this makes absolutely... God damn! And they can just get away with pulling that shit?
Unfortunately, yeah.
What kind of nightmare country do you live in?
The nightmare country, man.
And and once again, I live in a third world African country.
Mm-hmm. So,
Dear God.
Needle's currently looking for another job because she's got to pay rent still.
Yeah. Well, that's fucking terrifying and a very sobering start to the podcast. Holy shit.
Hi, everybody. Did you miss me?
That's pretty terrifying. I have absolutely no idea on where to take the conversation from that really depressing opening.
Yeah. So that's how I'm starting the year. I'm trying to move forward from this, but not gonna lie. Like, I'm not super upset that they fired me, because any job that would actually, not consider depression a legitimate illness, I don't want to be a part of. Like, that's not okay.
Yeah, that's kind of pretty terrible.
So I'm not super upset that I no longer work for that company, but I am super upset that I'm no longer getting that paycheck.
Yeah, the paychecks. Obviously the paycheck's the only reason that you take the job.
Right. So that's another reason why I wanted to do a waifu cast today, was because I needed a distraction. I needed to talk to you and to people and just, forget about the fact that I'm kind of freaking out right now.
Well, in that case, we should definitely not talk about the thing that's freaking you out. That's not distracting you at all. Instead, we will talk about distraction things. For our first distraction topic, because I've got a few, is our lovely piece of art, which features one of our characters trying to steal Needle's hat.
The hat that she is currently wearing.
Yes, the hat that Needle's currently wearing. So yeah, Needle every now and then video calls is wearing this hat, or in pictures is wearing this hat, and I've taken a shine to it. So now whenever I get art commissioned that involves Needle, that she has the hat attached to her head.
The hat covers up my brain. It's so big it doesn't fit in my skull.
Boo! Weak.
Low-hanging fruit.
Boo! Bad Needle.
No.
Oh, also, okay, so this is fucking amazing, guys. So I'm gonna have to play you this. So this is an ad for my film school. This is an ad specifically for their live performance division, and it might be one of the most gloriously cringy things I've ever heard in my entire fucking life.
Is it just audio?
Yeah, it's just audio. I'm gonna play this through these speakers.
Every day in the creative industry, after graduates are changing your world. Join Hager using other people's schemes, follow your heart, live your own dreams. Welcome to Crossline. You're studying singing, songwriting, lecture right now in Edison.
See, I can barely hear it. It's really hard to hear, but what I am getting is super cringy.
The part that it's bad. It's really, really bad. Outside of the fact that they used a bunch of students who can't sing for their
or rap.
That too. They couldn't even really get close. And not to mention they wrote, who also apparently can't write, because that's pretty fucking horrifying. That's their best foot forward, and then you get to the fact that this is fine because an outsider wouldn't really notice that that in all of their ads they keep cutting back to footage from a producing class. And I know it was a producing class because aside from the producing lecturer being there, I'm in the fucking class at the time. And an outsider wouldn't know. They'd think it was just a normal class. But there's me sitting there when they do for the BCom course, and it's like, that's not a BCom class. That's a producing class. And the same goes for the same goes with this. That's not a live performance class. That's still producing. I can tell because I'm sitting in the back talking to someone and not paying attention.
And not paying attention to my work.
It's producing, which God, I was so bad at producing. I actually did try really, really hard at producing, but it's a difficult subject. That's why I have co-producers.
Me.
Exactly, so that Needle can do half the work for me.
And by half the work, I mean pretty much all the work. I keep him grounded.
Exactly. That's kind of Needle's job. Needle, I want to do this. I want to do this thing. Now, have you thought that through, James? James, have you thought that through?
What did I say in the Discord the other day? You tell me what you want, but I tell you what you need.
Yes, it was very cheesy. Oh, it was very, very cheesy.
But it's more accurate than you ever know. And you say
Immature.
I'm the immature one.
I never say you're the immature one.
Sure.
When did I call you immature?
Anytime you're writing the I'm not really that mature in the fucking.
Oh yes, well that's for the character. I'm not saying that you're not. I mean,
I
you know.
don't believe you.
Well, so you're saying every time that I describe one of my characters that they have elements of you in them. The Needle's immature. I think not Needle. Ditsy Doo is immature. Jessica is reckless. And I mean, what is Butterfly? Well, Butterfly's kind of a bitch. So.
Hey, Vermont.
Yeah, Needle.
Apparently there needs to be art of Jessica and Needle Stitch.
Of the characters. Oh my god.
I just think of, like, Jessica standing, like, on top of Needle Stitch's back. Onward, horned horse! And Needle just like, what the fuck?
She would be very excited by it. I'm actually not sure if
you have a knife on your head! What?
I'm actually not sure if Talia can draw ponies. I've never asked her. I mean, I know she watches the show on occasion, so I may as well see. Yeah, Tanya's another one of my classmates. She takes animation directing and screenwriting with me. Very, very good animator. She beat me last term. Her 3D animated film came top of the class, and I came second. It was a very grumpy day for me.
I like her because she kicks Vermont's ass.
Everyone, well, no, not everyone, but my three friends in that class all beat me in that class. Because you've got the normal animation, you've got the animation class, and then there's the four of us who sit in the front row, and we very egotistically refer to ourselves as the front row.
We very egotistically refer to us as the front row. You sit in the front row.
Yes, but we're kind of dicks about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, the four of us always come at the top of the class. But I think it's more like there's the rest of the class. I come toward the top of the rest of the class, and then the three girls in the front row go about 10% higher than me. Because that of course is the problem, is that they're all girls, and girls tend to do better than guys at school. Or at least that's been my experience throughout my time. What are you doing?
I'm painting my nails.
Why are you painting your nails? Aren't you supposed to be going to sleep now?
No.
Soon?
No, it's only 9 o'clock.
Wait, is it only 9 there?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And usually I would be heading to bed about now because work, but hey, guess who's unemployed?
Oh, hey, at least you can have the day off tomorrow.
It's Saturday, I would have had the day off anyway.
Fuck. Hey, at least you're employed at EAST Corp Productions.
You don't pay me enough to pay my rent.
But at least I pay you now.
You do.
That's
Guys,
been
pay
a big
us
thing.
more.
That's been a big thing for me with Untypical is trying to actually pay as many of the crew members as I can. Normally we make our productions with very, very small budgets, but with this we've been able to afford to pay our very hardworking crew a little bit more. So I have been trying. Pardon?
I said Needle.
Yeah. You know, Needle, who went and got me 4 of my voice actors now. It was 3, it's now 4.
It's now 4.
Of the major characters were cast by Needle. And interesting, so I thought this was quite funny. It was, I won't say which character it was, but we needed to cast an angsty teen character. And that was the description that we gave. And the voice actress responded with this very, very grumpy audition. And my response was, I said, angsty, not furious. At which point Needle said, Vermont, have you ever seen an angsty teenage girl? This is exactly what they sound like.
I should know, because I at one point was an angsty teenage girl.
And I should not know, because at one point I was a teeny tiny gawky dude, so the angsty teenage girls did not speak to me. And the non-angsty teenage girls also did not speak to me. And many of the non-angsty teenage guys did not speak to me either.
Nerd.
Yes, I was that really, really weird dude. I mean, so I once, I was pretty bad during high school. It didn't help that at the time I made absolutely no efforts to control my Asperger's. So there was this one time where I blurted out, quite genuinely, I was really concerned for the guy, for this one guy who'd been such a dick to me, and I asked him if it was difficult to be so stupid.
That sounds like something I would say on the regular.
It's not something that you say to some. It's not something you say to a 6'3" rugby player when you're a high school student.
Okay, not true, because I did that to my supervisor, like the day that I got fired, or a few days before I got fired, actually. So.
Are you sure that's why you didn't get fired?
It happened a couple of times. So I needed some help with something, right? And I was just like, hey, could you help me with this? Like, I'm stuck and I need to find the answer, like, now. Like, it's a time-sensitive thing. Could you just point me in the right direction so I could take care of it? Google it. That's not an answer. Because if I get the wrong answer, I'm going to be the one in trouble. Like, could you just point me in the right direction? Google it. Okay, again, not helpful. Like I said, this is a time-sensitive thing. You could just tell me yes or no, and this would save this whole problem. Why don't you ask one of the senior leads? Well, the senior leads told me to ask you. So, we're back to square one. Either you can point me in the right direction, tell me yes or no, or something else. Like, and he goes...
Or keep being stupid. I assume the stupid part wheeled its way in there.
Hold on. He's like, well, you should just Google it and find out. I said, I really don't appreciate you being a smartass right now. Could you just give me the right answer, please? And he kind of raised his eyes at me, and I was like, I wish I could say that I'm sorry, but I'm really not.
Okay, so at this point it's becoming he absolutely deserved it, but it's becoming slightly more clear why they fired you.
This is the only time I'd ever done that.
Yeah, but sometimes big people have small egos.
Yep.
Especially middle management.
So, a few days later, when they pulled me into the office and fired me, one of the ladies in there, I had accidentally called her Jan, and she's like, my name is Jess, and I was like, you know what, I don't give a shit, you're firing me? You could be the fucking Queen of England, for all I care.
Wait, did you actually say that?
Yeah, I was very angry.
Oh my god.
And she had already told me that they were terminating my employment, so what the fuck else was I going to say?
Yeah, at that point you could say whatever the fuck you want. So that's fucking wonderful.
Yep. It's not the first time I've talked back. Anytime like I've gotten fired, when I worked for the bank and they were firing me, I got really mad and I said, "So you're fucking me without giving me the decency of paying for my dinner first? Could you not talk like that? No, that is exactly what you are doing right now. You are fucking me without giving me the courtesy of pulling my hair."
I guess Needle likes her hair pulled.
I really don't.
Take note, guys and girls out there. Needle does not like her hair pulled. Don't pull her hair. No, just in case your future husband or next sexual partner is out there somewhere.
I doubt it.
No offense to the people who watch us, subscribe to us, and pay us.
Specifically for Needle. No, I'm kidding. I think there's only one. I think it's Indy. I think Indy's the only one who, like, I know who supports us because he knows me. That, and I mildly hope he enjoys our content.
I hope he enjoys that. Well, I mean, he was willing on the last podcast to fly me over, so I think he enjoys our podcast.
Right?
Content.
I'm super excited. Like, I had to go to him and I was just like, hey, so I'm filling out the stuff for Everfree. Were you serious about flying Vermont out? And he goes, yeah, if I can afford it. And I was like, alright, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put him down for Everfree as a panelist then.
Oh my god. I think if that's possible, then we're gonna try and I want to see if I can try and if I can try apply for another panel as well. I wouldn't mind talking about there are a few other things I wouldn't mind talking about in separate content that we wouldn't have time to talk about during an EAST Corp battle. Specifically, transitioning from fan work to original content to attempting to make a career out of that. So sort of, using fan work to kickstart professional careers. Because a couple of people have done that now. It's becoming quite a common thing for our fan base to do, especially in this late stage of its existence.
Yeah.
Because we are kind of, we are a fan base that is sort of reaching its last. Its last few years, and I'm really interested to see what the because I see that there's talk of them rebooting it. I haven't looked at the content because we do not watch the leaks at EAST Corp, but
any of you watch the leaks? Fuck you.
Yeah. Like normally we allow a lot of leeway in the EAST Corp chat, especially in our spoiler chat, but we've been banning the leaks. We cannot watch the leaks. I mean, speaking as creators, the idea of people seeing our work when it's not ready or when it's not in the context that we can explain it, or that we can control it, would be really, really disheartening for us. And it's been disheartening for me because I've been back at Stapletech. We had a really big leak which killed the studio. The studio was doing fairly well at first. It was making good progress at the time. We would have at least... It's possible that first episode, the mythical first episode of the animated series might have actually come out or got... But all of our animation stuff just fucked off after the leak because no one wanted to work at the studio anymore. It was so toxic. While their mismanagement led them to deserve, all the shit people were saying about them, it's still kind of, we don't support the leaks at EAST Corp.
We
don't watch the leaks.
We don't support them at all. Like, there's a friend of mine on Facebook who, they have been posting all of the leaked art, all of the leaked episodes, all of the leaked cinematics, everything that was leaked they have been posting, and it's kind of disgusting. Like, I straight up told him, I was like, you need to stop this. Like, this is not okay. You should not be doing this. Well, why? I said, because they literally leaked the entire show Bible. Like, the show's been leaked, all of the assets have been leaked, all of the scripts have been leaked, everything.
So, I did read the original pitch Bible when it was leaked because that's no longer applicable. That was in that first set of leaks a few months back. when they showed us when they leaked the Bible that Lauren Faust used to originally pitch the show.
Which is fine. Like that was pitched 6-7 years ago. Like you can fucking read that now.
Exactly. Not to mention that's actually a great piece of content because they do not show you pitch documents. Because those are always under lock and key. Those are under heavy legal lock and key. You don't get to see pitch documents. So as someone who is currently trying to pitch an animated series to a studio, being able to read a pitch written by someone who has pitched multiple successful animated series was fucking fantastic. Faust knew her shit. Needle? There? Oh, yeah. You went very silent. You went very, very silent.
That's unusual for me, I know. I was texting.
Hey, don't text and podcast. It's dangerous, kids.
I can text and podcast all I want. Go fuck yourself, zebra.
I mean, okay, but that's not going to be great content for the podcast. Let me just pull up some porn first.
Please don't.
I'm going to start with something that Wendy wrote.
Please don't. We want to keep this monetized.
Right. Although, so I did speak about this on a podcast before, and there was overwhelming support for me to do it. And the people our patrons in the chat have been bugging me about it as well. Is to do a dramatic reading of one of Wendy's fan fictions, one of those ones.
Oh my god, no.
There's one involving a plushie.
Oh my god, no.
Plushie.
Stop it! That's Needle Stitch!
Oh, no, not Needle Stitch, not the Needle Stitch plushie.
God, no. Insert no meme here.
I think and might make it a Patreon goal. If we reach $200, I'll do it.
I'll do it. Shit. You pay me some of that $200, I'll fucking read it.
So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That was going to happen. If we reach 200, we're currently at $175 on Patreon. If we reach $200, I will do a dramatic reading of one of Wendy's most infamous erotic fanfics.
We should do one of the
involving
Patreon
an actress
tiers, like one of the Patreon tiers. We should do like a $5 tier, and anybody who donates to that $5 tier, I will literally read anything.
I've been looking at revamping our Patreon anyway, because there are a few things that are kind of out of date on there. So yeah, that should be worth a look. Needle Stitch will read a short thing.
Short thing.
Yeah, that's the important thing, guys. It has to be a short thing.
Since nobody fucking wants to write for Wasteland Survival Guide.
Hey. I've got like another 3 chapters done. Okay, to be fair, one of those chapters was a chapter I just sort of found on my computer that I have no recollection of writing this chapter at all, but it's written in the Vermont style. And it's a fully written chapter on manners. And I then went and looked up on the channel that we hadn't
on manners?
Released an episode. Yeah, I wrote an episode about manners.
I remember us talking about that.
Yeah, good Wasteland manners. That chapter is finished. I finished it, and I think I forgot to submit it last year.
Rude.
Right? So no, that chapter's good to go. A chapter on stables, and I can't remember what before. Oh, it was another lore chapter, because, it's been a while since we've had a good, meaty Vermont lore chapter.
You never write lore chapters anymore.
That's because I never write chapters anymore.
Right?
I've been busy.
I don't believe you.
I've been busy, woman.
Don't woman me.
I'll woman whoever I want, woman.
No. You don't know my gender.
I do know your gender. I've seen pictures.
What?
Of you.
That doesn't... Okay. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm female.
I mean, you have boobs.
Again, doesn't necessarily mean that I'm female.
You're always on my case.
Again, doesn't necessarily mean that I'm female.
I know that definitely means that you're female. I've never had a guy on my back like that in my life.
I mean, you are gay.
I mean, yes. That is... I like dick, okay? Shut up.
I don't think I've ever gotten you to, like, get silent before.
Yeah, I did not see this conversation going in that direction. Cool.
Needle's
I
the
do
best
like
with
the men
one-liners.
folk.
Needle is the best with one-liners.
So, what was I saying? Oh,
Yeah,
right,
because
excuses for why I haven't
floored
written...
you.
Excuses for why I haven't written Wasteland Survival Guide.
Excuses. That means that he could have
obviously.
been, but he hasn't been. Because he's a lazy zebra.
Oh, yeah.
This is why people say zebras are lazy.
The Lucontrix is weight-watting and saying something's cute. Okay.
Probably
What's cute?
you.
Anyway.
The fact that you're gay.
So the thingy. What was I gonna say? I completely forgot what I was gonna say now. Oh, so yeah, my excuses. Untypical's been eating up all of my time.
That is literally a shitty reason.
I don't know, that's a pretty great reason.
No, because I finished up your chapters before you even started finishing up Untypical.
Okay,
yeah.
School.
You were hiding in the back of somebody's car? You could have been typing up shit while you were in the back of the car?
Okay, fair enough. Social life?
What social life?
I have a social life.
No, you don't.
I needed friends in order to, get smuggled in and out of the school in their cars.
Okay, so you have one friend which you can talk to through the boot of the car.
Okay. There's the friend who drew the art, although we don't actually hang out that much outside of school.
Exactly.
There are the
Can you tell that
Kalos.
I'm not going to accept any of his excuses?
I'm friends with Needle.
That means I've been getting on your ass about finishing the chapters. And I'm pretty sure I have.
Yeah, you kind of have. Terminal Secrets Episode 5.
Not an excuse. Skybolt did most of that.
That is very, very true. Though that did present a really, really interesting challenge for me, because normally I'd write at least some of it. This time I wrote like 3 or 4 parts. And it's been quite interesting to take that script and try and retell it from as the director. How do I interpret something that I had no part in the creation of? Which has yielded some really interesting responses or ideas. Did you read the script yet?
Me?
Yeah.
No, nobody sent it to me.
I did. I sent you the script.
You did not.
Yeah, I did. I 100% sent you the script. I even sent you a message beforehand saying I'm sending you the script.
Did you email it to me?
No. I sent it to you directly through Skype.
Oh, well then that's why I haven't seen it, because you didn't email it to me.
Okay, I will email it to you. Does your Skype not do files?
It does, but I don't pay attention enough. And if you message me and it gets hidden away in old messages, then I'm not gonna see it.
Alright, hang on. Jumping into the EAST Corp account so that I can send you your script.
Google's gonna freak out. Oh my god, somebody in Oregon is logged into the same Gmail right now. Watch.
Okay,
Is somebody in South Africa trying to log into your account? No. Then you are completely blocked from ever getting into it.
Okay,
Are you currently in Johannesburg, South Africa? Nope. Blocked out.
Okay. And sending.
Thank you. Oh, I do remember you sending it to me now. I do remember that. Because I was actually talking to a friend of mine, right? Like, when you sent it to me. And I was like, oh god, oh no. And he's like, what? And I said, well, you remember how I was telling you how I wish that EAST Corp would give me more challenging things? Well, apparently he just wrote me something more challenging.
This is true. This is a more challenging role. Well, I mean, it's the same role. It's Butterfly Stitch as always, but it's a more challenging interpretation of Butterfly's role. Yeah, we gave Butterfly some more interesting shit to do. Definitely a lot of sections in here which are gonna be a ton of fun for you to perform. And when I say fun, I mean you're going to be miserable.
Do I have to take people's advice again, or can I do my own thing like I usually do, which is usually better?
What? I missed that.
I said, do I have to listen to Kirby again, or can I do it on my own this time?
Oh, no. Kirby decided he did not want to do the voice direction process this time. It got better performances out of a few of our voice actors, myself included, but unfortunately, it added like an extra month and a half to our production process, and it wasn't for enough of an increase, so we both agreed that we're not going to do voice direction. I still provide voice direction to the voice actresses who, because I've got some friends from school who lay down lines at my house, and so EAST Corp does voice direction for those characters because I'm right there and I may as well, but that's about it.
I did voice directing for Mums.
Oh yeah, and I know that because I can hear you in the background of his recording.
Hey, that was solid advice, okay?
Oh no, it was, but it is very, very funny. It's really, really funny to hear people in the backgrounds of recordings when they don't edit them out. All of people's recordings have them, including her going blip 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 blip. She's singing the fish song.
To be fair, the last Jessica lines that I sent you, I deliberately didn't edit those. Deliberately. I even said, you're not getting this edited eats aloud thing of macaroni and cheese.
This is very true. This did occur.
And that was because I was just in a rush.
Yeah, but oh my god, Needle.
What?
Did you record your audio on double speed?
What?
You were in a rush, so did you record your audio on double speed?
No.
Because that's what you did for Star Wars.
Yeah, that's what I did with Star Wars. No, I didn't do that. And then, with Mums, I actually did cut out a good chunk of, random bullshit, because what I sent you was a total of about 10 minutes long, The actual recording that I have is nearly an hour.
Okay, I'm really, really glad you cut that down.
Yeah.
I'm really glad you... That would have been... Because, so the audio sorting process for Untypical, because I got a lot of the lines ahead of starting the actual editing process, what I've been doing with Untypical is I've been going through the audio and separating every character by scene. So there isn't... So if I go into my EAST Corp Untypical folder, I will find a folder called Scene Breakdown, and it has a list of every single scene. If I go into scene, let's go to scene 18, and then I've got all the characters who have lines in that scene. Let's click on Think Tank, and then there is Mums' lines specifically for scene 18, which is it's a way more organized method of editing than what we've been using before. Originally, what we did was we had one project file where we would edit the entire production with everyone's lines, and just trying to search through everyone's lines becomes a pain in the ass after a while. But it was just faster because we usually get our audio all around the same time. But because our deadline was closer to Christmas this year, so we had some people sending lines before Christmas, some people sending lines after Christmas. I got lines back as early as in November. I'm still waiting on a few lines.
Oh, are you talking about me? Are you talking to me?
No, I was not talking. I've got all your lines.
I know, because I'm good. I do my fucking job. And more.
Yes, it's true. Needle sent her lines on time. It was very nice of her. She did the bare minimum.
I did the bare minimum. Fuck you. I directed Mums. I edited Mums. I directed Dusty. I edited Dusty. I directed Spike. I edited Spike. I'm about to direct Fermira and edit Fermira. Get fucked, Vermont!
Yeah, that's the bare minimum.
Vermont's an asshole.
Vermont is an asshole.
He hurts my feelings.
What? My headphones fell out.
He hurts my feelings.
Well, yes, that's my job.
I don't get paid damn near enough.
To deal with me? No. No one gets paid enough to deal with me.
No, I don't get paid enough to do all the work that I fucking did.
That too. But also, none of us get paid enough for that. I mean, pretty much everyone who works at the studio has, even the people we pay, have cut their rates to ribbons. Which I always take as a compliment. When professionals cut their rates or just don't charge you anything at all, then it either means that they're really good friends with Needle or they like the project. 9 times out of 10, it's because they're friends with Needle.
Hey, people like me, okay?
I mean, you're okay.
Hey.
What?
Rude.
It's true. It's very, very true. Ooh. I see they just did an episode of Inside the Animated Studio, Evening with Lauren Faust, and it is only $3.
Oh, nice.
God damn, I might actually buy that then.
A friend of mine is like, can you help me style a wig? Sure. How much would you charge? Thank you.
Now see,
you should
charge all the money. You should charge all the money
to style wigs. I mean, I'm not the greatest, but I'm relatively decent. Like, I made my Luna wig, and I made a wig for my friend's OC character. And now my friend Kenzie wants me to do a Spitfire wig for her, so.
Ooh. Spitfire Week. That could be pretty cool.
It's because she doesn't want to cosplay Chrysalis at the same time as I do, because she feels like I upstage her.
Well, I mean, why don't you cosplay Spitfire and she cosplays Chrysalis?
Because fuck you. You want to know how much I spend on my Chrysalis cosplay?
True, but needle in a skin-tight outfit.
No. Chrysalis is a corset, man.
But all the patrons that we'd get.
Okay, real talk. If people actually pay money, I will do prints of my cosplays. But I don't have a market for it, so I don't do it.
Oh, and Cinder's suddenly arrived in the comment section. She has been a really, really great help on Untypical as well lately. By voicing our most over-the-top character.
You're giving me mental nosebleeds. It's nothing exciting, I promise.
Mental nosebleeds. I don't understand where anime got that, I don't really understand why anime started doing nosebleed joke. Like, it doesn't really relate to... It doesn't relate to what the joke's about. I never got it.
It's because there's blood coming out of their head. Blood is rushing to their head.
But, I mean, shouldn't the blood be rushing to their dicks?
Okay.
That's how arousal works.
It's supposed to be an innuendo, Vermont. Why is the podcast so quiet? Let me fix that.
Oh, okay. You can turn the volume up then.
Is that better? Is that better? I don't want to blow people's ears out. Maybe you should fucking turn your volume up on your phone, man.
She activated Stern Stitch.
No, it's not Stern Stitch. You've seen me as Stern Stitch.
I've met Stern Stitch. Stern Stitch is fucking terrifying.
We still haven't heard from that guy. The first time that I had to bring up Stern Stitch, we still haven't heard from that guy.
Which guy?
You remember that guy who, like, came to us and kept telling us that we suck and that we're assholes and everything because he was mad at Stable Tag?
Yes, I remember that prick. God damn.
And then I shut him down and we haven't heard from him since?
Oh, I remember that asshole. Yes, now I remember him. So it was actually kind of funny because when you get the because we had a supporter of ours who was the exact opposite, who did the who went to the other studio that was, so all the writers from, so not all the writers, so some of the writers from Stapletech and some of the artists and some of the, and obviously the James Kelly from Stapletech all came to EAST Corp. A lot of the animators, the other artists, and the Vermont also went to another studio called PABS, which was going to try and do an animated series, an original animated series set in the full-on Equestria universe using Source Filmmaker. And it was really, really funny because PABS then also had one of those assholes who kept blaming them for all this shit and talking about Stapletech, but he also included in every single post, everyone needs to go and watch EAST Corp stuff because EAST Corp knows what they're doing.
Oh my god, no.
Yeah, it made us look really, really bad. So, and the worst part was that I go into the comment section, I type in this thing. Okay, so you know that. So, hi, I'm James Vermont. I'm one of the founders of EAST Corp. I help run the studio. You know that I'm also the lead writer on this project as well, right? You're more or less. you're more or less telling me how terrible I am and telling me how great I am at the same time.
We don't
Well, me
condone
and other
people
people.
doing that, like, at all. As much as we appreciate people supporting us, we don't support people going and talking bad about other studios, because they're doing what we're doing. They're trying to make
Exactly.
their way and create content for people to view. It's like, we don't have any hard feelings for anybody.
Except for Silly Philly. I have many hard feelings toward them.
I actually know one of the lead artists for Silly Philly. It's not his fault things fell apart.
See, it's not that they fell apart. It's not that they fell apart that I'm grumpy about. It's the fact that Fall of the Crystal Empire was really, really bad. And it's not the art... Luckily, the art direction's not what I'm grumpy at, so, you know, I'm not... But it's more the direction, and the editing, cinematography, the writing, basic rules of film. I made an hour-long breakdown on all the things that I didn't like about it. And never ended up releasing it because trying to edit it to make it look nice to make it look right and to get all my ideas across was freaking. It's been kind of a mission.
Why is Jack so many characters?
What?
Why is Jack so many characters for Terminal Secrets?
Jack Nolan, because we didn't have a lot of people auditioning for those characters, and he gave some great auditions for all of those, and because I wanted to continue the Terminal Secrets tradition of casting the same person as half of our cast.
Oh my god,
you know,
okay, let's not do that. Let's hold off for that, since we're not even in the middle of production for... Skybolt's here. I'm gonna let Skybolt in, okay?
Alright, cool. You know, originally we had Madeline Goshorn as half of our cast, and now we have... Although, so it kind of worked with Jack Nolan. You should hear his responses. So unlike the same character, and he's given them all really interesting voices. They've been
I got here just the right time.
Yay!
Yeah, and Skybolt has arrived. We were just talking about something you wrote.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're talking shit.
So I just gave Needle the Terminal Secrets Episode 5 script because that has now finished. I've now finished my edits on it, and I've also finished converting it into screenplay format. For the record, it is 2 pages shorter than Terminal Secrets Episode 4, so it's going to be about another hour. It's an hour and a half episode as well.
Yeah, that was one of those where I set out to write it longer, but I can't break my constitution of just writing the story the length it should be. So
exactly. No, you wrote the story, and I think I made 4. I added in 4 additional scenes, which you'll understand why I added them in later. They're not actually attached to the story. They're more to do with the overarching thing.
Ooh, I'm reading through this, and I'm like, ooh, I get to be Stern Stitch right out the bat.
Oh my god. Yeah. Butterfly is kind of stern here. No, this is... so one of the other voice actresses also got hold of the script. In fact, she's in the chat at the moment, and she was freaking out at the script. So she is... she's kind of concerned about Skybolt's mental health.
I'm not. I've known Skybolt before.
Yeah, it isn't really a deviation from what's already out there.
Tiny Fam!
What?
Herbert Clamaco, you're gonna fucking kill me. You're gonna... Homie, I'm sorry. So the dude with the vinyl scratch,
yes.
He's a buddy of mine. He goes as Vinyl-tastic. He's a DJ. He's fabulous. I love him.
And you call him Tiny Fam.
I call him Tiny Fam because he's younger than me, and he's like my fam. He's like my fam.
Oh.
My Tiny Fam.
So I think it's kind of funny that this episode of Terminal Secrets might have one of the short. Actually, yeah, it has the smallest Terminal Secrets cast and list of characters to date.
Yeah, I followed the rules. You're like, make the script easier, and I made it easier.
I'm completely
Here,
I'm
I get
so
to be
happy with
angry.
that. We have less female characters, which works well for our less female voice actresses.
No Goyas allowed.
See, at this point, this is the problem, is progress has made things difficult. I love writing female characters. I mean, everyone who's seen my scripts know that I have a mostly female-led cast. But the problem is that I have a very small list of female voice actresses, so that hence why in the past we've had to have we've had to have one person voicing like 6 characters. So in this scenario, it was kind of like Skyfall, I know we have literally never done this before, but could you write a male lead for the side story, for the stable story?
Yeah, I thought it worked out well considering the kinds of things I was interested in at the time of writing. So I think it'll be very fun for everyone. Fun in quotation.
Okay,
we have
Huh?
We have 8 characters in total, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 voice actors.
We have more characters than that because I'm already reading through this and I see Blanket, and don't have anybody for Blanket.
Wait, did Blanket make it into this?
Michael Jackson?
Oh shit! Blanket was meant to be cut. Blanket only appears in that one line was meant to be cut.
So
Oh, I was gonna say, as like, since when did we get Jackson Jr. into the cast?
Yeah, that was. Blanket was a good idea for a character, but she needed to be cut from the script. That because I knew she was going to invite Michael Jackson jokes.
Oh my gosh, it would have been so great.
Maybe I'll add Michael Jackson jokes into the episode 6 script.
I have a few that I'm cycling through right now, but none of them are appropriate for air, so...
Total Secrets is an R-rated production. I'm pretty sure most of what we air is not suitable for air.
Alright,
Okay,
Vermont,
here-
it looks like we do need to do Prince.
Oh, that would be great. So it'd be like the artist formerly known as the Overmare?
No! Prints.
Oh, never mind.
Oh yes, Lucondrix wants a needle stitch pinup.
So does
my God.
so does my friend Vinyl.
Oh, we could make money off of that.
Yeah, right.
Well,
We have quite a few samples to work with.
my friend Kenzie did just get a new camera, and she has been wanting me to do cosplay photos for her.
Oh my god.
Oh
I
my
meant
God.
like art. I meant like drawn needle stitch. But you do you, no shame.
No, we were joking
we
about
doing-
that earlier. We were like, we should revamp the Patreon, and one of the tiers will be needle stitch prints.
Well then,
You can see Skybolt's face turning red and him just pulling out his collar and be like, "Whew, is it hot in here?"
No, now I'm going in business mindset of if we get you in some kind of Trixie costume, that'll make front page EQD, and then
Right.
bada bing,
Well,
we got all the money we ever need.
Well, I wanted to stick Needle in a Spitfire costume because
No.
that's basically just skin tight spandex.
I was actually going to do a Blackjack cosplay in a skin tight white suit that's painted to look like a robot.
Oh my god.
There was a pretty nice looking Spitfire costume at BabsCon last year. Oh yeah.
Skybolt, you're so gross.
I like the idea of the Blackjack costume though.
See, the Blackjack costume would be really clever, and I know there's a few people out there who could pull this off, is if they actually have some kind of robotic armor leg. That's working with the cosplay.
Y'all should do a calendar. Who the fuck is gonna be on the calendar?
Oh my god.
Oh
So,
my god.
Basically, so I think we've got like 12 members, I think.
Yeah, they only use the calendar for 2 months of the year, though.
Right, the one with Oakheart and the one with Needle.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my God.
Maybe Hitler Dunk if we can get her to do something.
Oh my god. So, well, I mean, let's fuck. I don't know. We'll just rope our patrons in, and then use them for money.
Well, I have been saying that we should do prints for EAST Corp in general, just like of some of our art for
Oh yeah.
For cons.
Well,
like I really feel like we should get some prints made up for BabsCon and East Everfree.
Oh yeah, like some of the
Definitely
wallpaper type art would be great for like one of my 7.
The thing that we just recently had done that would make a fantastic print.
Yeah, exactly.
What thing that we recently had done?
The thing that I really liked for Terminal Secrets.
Oh, the new Terminal Secrets art. Yes, no, that's fucking fantastic. And the artist went and also the artist took just took Stella out of that picture, and so you've got a version of that picture you've got a version of that where it's just black and Stella from it for a shirt, because that design is just so creepy. It works completely on its own. So yeah, oh my god, is this it? Are we doing the merchandising now, guys?
We really should actually start
Chill.
doing merchandising like when we do cons.
We should actually do that at cons.
Like, if I had the money, I would make more plushies to take to cons, but I don't have the money right now. I'm fucking broke.
But outside of that, I suppose that's. Oh my god. Okay, so apparently Cinder wants a Vermont pinup.
Hold on. Can everybody hear us?
She wants me dressed as Santa.
The volume is
That's
pretty
a bit
quiet.
weird.
I thought of that when I was listening earlier.
Why Santa? That's a weird kink.
I turned it up too. Here, I'll turn it up again. I had it on a lower setting because I personally have my headphones in, and I don't know if everybody else has their headphones in.
I
I've got my
basically,
headphones in.
yeah, I like, once I got a certain thing going with OBS, I didn't touch anything anymore because I was always afraid I'd screw it up.
Right.
I mean,
Well, I had to restart
could
this
just
whole
be the
OBS
weird-
thing because my other laptop wasn't letting me log on to YouTube for whatever reason. It was saying that it was an unsafe website.
Well, it is, but
Right? That was the same joke I made.
oh my
YouTube's
gosh.
untrustworthy.
Well-
Can we do that? Is that a thing that we can do with the Terminal Secrets art? Because I would love a piece of like a
What?
wall scroll of the Terminal Secret art. Can we do that?
A what scroll?
A wall scroll?
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what a wall scroll is? It's basically a fabric poster.
Oh shit! Well, yeah. I mean, if we can afford it, we can do it.
We should do that.
I feel my equality sense is tingling now, and I'm looking through Confessions art.
Now, see, Skybolt, that's why you've got. That's why you've got to do what I do and invest in badass art.
What would be the prettiest? Yeah, I actually do have to talk to artists soon about the Confession 7 art. Now that I'm almost finally done with the damn script.
Can we
Oh
do
my
that?
God,
I don't know
right.
if we can do that, but can we do that for like Wasteland too? Could we do like cover art or just posters of the cover art?
Oh yeah, Tyler Teshke, he did a great job with that. We should put that to use.
I think we would have to ask Tyler if we could do that. I don't see why not, but yeah.
Mm. Yeah, we would probably have to ask his permission for that. Wow. Whew.
We would have had to do it to make the book prints anyway, the special editions.
Yeah.
So.
When
Well,
we do
what we
that,
can-
I redo all of those? Like, once we actually get to the point where we're going to start making and selling them, I would like to be able to remaster them just because I feel like my level's better. Like.
Oh yeah, we already talked about maybe a few retakes and stuff.
Yeah, because I mean, you're definitely you're a lot better now than you were a year ago. You know,
Well,
it's
especially for like
how time works.
for audio consistency too, because the order we recorded them isn't the order they end up in the final version, as we've already kind of discussed, James and I.
Oh,
so
that's a good point.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
'cause
it's
we're
gonna
not-
be
yeah.
awkward if we went from like one to the other.
Yeah, because we're not gonna. The
the final version of the Wasteland Survival Guide won't be done in the order that we've uploaded them in, because
No.
we uploaded them in the order that we completed scripts or that we had ideas for scripts.
Yeah, that's why we added that in the foreword about like it's gonna come out as they come out, and then she'll assemble them. We built in the reasoning.
Exactly. We're smart guys. I mean, Skybolt wrote that scene, but I'm gonna say that we're both smart guys.
It's okay. He's gonna get the afterword. So.
Oof. Afterwards, gonna be sappy as fuck.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Um,
I'm actually very happy with the episode I just wrote that I'd sent both of you guys. That
Which one?
it's gonna be coming out soon.
Yes. Yeah, I'm still busy finishing up my part on that.
I think I had to do some
I
very
better hurry
awkward
up.
research for that one, so that's
Oh, that one?
Yeah. yeah. I want to make sure it was scientifically accurate.
I actually, like...
See, you're trying to... You research, try to make it all scientifically accurate, and then there's me. What jokes can I get out of this?
And then we're going to make Needle read it.
I hate you guys.
And then... Well, so what you missed, Skybolt, is so... We were thinking of adding some additional Patreon tiers and goals. If we hit... So we're thinking of adding a Patreon tier where if you donate this amount of money, you can have Needle read anything if it's of a certain length.
Well then.
That and some patrons have been demanding that I read one of our other patrons' piece of erotic horse fan fiction.
Oh my gosh.
If we hit $200, I will do that on our Patreon. If we hit $200 a month, I will read this piece of erotic fan fiction, which involves a plushie that comes to life.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. You know, it seems like a perfect way to break in my new mic.
Yeah, I've had to toy with my mic settings a bit recently too, because I got a song commission, which was pretty sweet for a metal song just to sing, which is that's good. It's
nice.
Good to easy. So but it's like a really metal song, so I had to adjust the gain quite a bit on the analog side.
Yeah, I suppose your mic's used to you speaking into it like you're speaking into a radio.
Yeah, I have everything set up for one way.
Because also, I think that was a pretty decent Skybolt impression. I like to feel that was a very good Skybolt impression. You can tell because I hold my words a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I say them like there's a rhythm.
There is a rhythm.
Not.
It's the music in me.
I got the music in me.
Got the music in you.
Hey, speaking of music, I just got Pony on Blu-ray. Pony the movie.
You just got gay.
Oh, badass.
So
Badass.
that's gonna be fun. I also looked for Blade Runner, but I guess that's not out yet. So soon.
And speaking of Pony the movie and music, I'll fucking open up your eyes. What the
Dude,
fuck?
I know.
It's
I'm still
7,000 now.
surprised by how much that did.
Like, I get that it's movie content, so I get that that it is something that is popular now, but it has soared beyond anything else we've done. The closest thing to it is Confessions is the Ranger, which is at 2,900. So there is a 4,000 view disparity between our number 1 and our number 2 videos.
The greatest thing to come out of it though is that it's also incentivized Kelly. So now he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna top that then. I'm gonna do it again." And so now it's
yeah, I fucking love how Kelly, when it's like, you know, it was this with this, and then it was the same with Verismo before Stapletech ended.
Oh yeah, no, that was great. He was on a roll then.
I love it. It's almost like Kelly is just a view siphoner.
Perfect.
Like,
Whatever
Kelly,
gets him to keep making content.
right? Like the rest of us do a thing. few people watch. Kelly does a thing. The crowds come pouring in.
Fucking right. Fuck Kelly, Jesus. I love him so much, but fuck him.
Yeah.
So what we actually need to do is get something where Kelly does the music and it's just Okot singing.
Oh my god.
Because they both pull in crowds.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh no. We get Kelly to take everything that Okot has ever said in the podcast and just remix it.
Ooh, you know what we could do with Okart is we could get Kelly to rescore a piece from Sweeney Todd, and Okart could sing the what's her name part, and I could do the other part. Was it Helen Bottom Carter? There you go.
Rude.
She's divorced now. Her name matters less. I saw an old Tumblr post that was like, if her and Tim Burton got a divorce, who gets Johnny Depp? Johnny Depp. Oh my gosh.
I'm pretty sure Tim Burton got Johnny Depp in the divorce.
Yeah, it's okay though, because she got Sacha Baron Cohen. Oh man, Sweeney Todd is a gem. I was looking through Tim Burton's old filmography, and I'm like, man, some of the early stuff too. Like I've got my first Blu-ray, believe it or not, was Beetlejuice. Oh my gosh,
Nice.
classics, all classics.
Big Fish. Big Fish is still my favorite Burton film.
Okay.
Because it doesn't feel it's so different to what people imagine of Tim Burton, because he he was very much shoehorned into the style of dark, gothic, and weird.
Yeah, the Batman really hammered that into him.
Yeah, Batman, then Nightmare Before Christmas.
It typified him, yeah.
Yeah, where it's like, then you get Big Fish, which is known for, which has these just gorgeous colors. It's so bright and so fucking beautiful, and it's like, yeah, no, this came from the guy we all usually associate with gothic art direction.
And it's funny, even though his cartoonier stuff is good, still one of my favorites is Sleepy Hollow, and that's played mostly straight. You know, obviously there's still a bit of like timely humor, and the freaking you can't help but laugh when Christopher Walken is on screen. But he did start out in horror, which is really funny. But now he's just like the loopy guy whenever you see him on screen.
Yeah, see, Christopher Walken generally makes me laugh. Yeah. I just can't help it.
It's something about his eyes.
It's his accent. It's definitely the accent.
It's all of it.
Yeah, it's just one big painting of hilarity.
You gonna jump? You gonna jump? Go, kitty! Yeah!
Yeah, but otherwise, it's been a productive weekend on my end. Doing commission, doing another secret song that may be coming out soon-ish for everyone.
Ooh, badass!
Do the thing that I want.
And also writing. I got a good 10 pages more of Confession 7 done. So yeah, almost there.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
Almost there. It might end up being the longest to date.
What? I thought your plan was to get shorter after the Ice Mare.
I know. We'll see what happens. Okay. It was not my intention, but I had to fix a problem in Act 2, which slowed me down for a few months. And once I fixed the problem, I'm like, oh god, that it took 20 pages to fix the problem.
With Terminal Secrets 5 done, I've now finally started actually physically writing the script for Terminal Secrets 6. And it's been infuriating because I've had to throw a lot of my old plans out the window. I've kept some, thrown out the others, which is that it's a really annoying thing when you plan out something to the fucking letter, and then you wait like 2 months, and then you look at it again, and it's like, okay, so I hate all of this. Who on earth would like any of this? Let's just throw this away, and we're going to replace it instead with this. with a. I mean, I'm happier as to where it's going, but I've also had to sit down and go through. I have been piling through philosophy books recently, specifically on moral philosophy, because of. I mean, Total Secrets is generally a discussion on moral philosophy, and now I'm just now it's like just trying to dissect the episodes that we've already released. It's becoming a nightmare. It's killing me on the inside.
Yeah, I'm excited for the final product of 5 because I gave Kelly a lot of good fodder for soundscaping that I really hope he exploits.
Right, I made sure to add to make sure that that all the soundscaping things were very prominent in the script.
I think they'll carry out. Like in episode 3, I was happy with the whole the whiskey thing, where you noticed that she didn't actually take a sip from it. So that was a big plot point.
Drink the whiskey, yeah.
Because she's preggers. So.
What?
And if you listen to this, you can there are some really, really interesting audio tricks that get pulled through. That get pulled through in the script. It's some you'll notice more. Some you'll notice pretty quickly. Others you're going to notice. You'll notice more on a second watch. This is definitely a script that's been designed for more than one listen.
I really try to write most of my things that way. I feel like people would get more rewardingness out of it. Also, I'm excited for the podcast right afterwards because then I can talk about the script writing process and all the things I researched to be accurate.
We're busy early. No, we're not. It's like 10:30 at night for me and Sky.
It's 8:26 for me.
Because I woke up Vermont because I wanted to talk to Vermont.
Right, like it was six. It was like early 6 in the morning. I hear my phone. I was like, bzzz,
yep,
bzzz, and I pick up my phone. I see there Vermont. Then I respond, yep, that's what my name sounds like when said an orgasm.
See,
and I was just at the store.
I was actually really nice, and I actually looked up to see what time it was before I started messaging you. And then I was like, you know what? It's almost 7 a.m. It's time for him to get up. Vermont!
So to be fair, that I usually... So during the holidays, I do wake up at like 6:30. During my on-season, it's 5. But... it also didn't help that I was awake. I was awake really, really late last night because I couldn't. So, have you ever had that thing where not only can you not sleep, but you also get a really, really good idea for a script? So you jump up and you just have to write, and sleep be fucking damned.
Same.
Yeah.
I've been fighting with this one scene, which is kind of meant to be, like the story. It's not a EAST Corp thing, so I'm happy. So I don't need to avoid spoilers. But it's kind of a, the story jumps into this brother and sister cleaning up their family restaurant in the moments after their parents' wake finishes. Because it's always kind of struck me as really, really weird that the family the bereaved, the people who have lost someone. They organize the funeral, they organize the wake and the party afterwards, and then they have to clean all that shit up themselves. And it's like, I'm pretty sure they have enough shit going on their minds as it is without cleaning up after a party. Parties, / morning session, but whatever. So it was kind of just meant to be a conversation where they got on each other's nerves and pissed each other off and eventually started yelling at each other. And then eventually it's like, oh shit, this is exactly like a scene from Master Harold and the Boys. Let's go read an entire play.
Was it like usually that kind of process goes whether it's like was like a grandma funeral or was it like someone?
Oh no, it's their parents.
Okay, so it's like an older person where it's like just okay-ish?
No, they're both they're both 17.
Oh, never mind.
So yeah, no, it's like they are orphaned.
Yeah, that's always sort of
yeah. So that's the scenario. They are both of their parents die at the same time, and their immediate family is not close to them at the time. So they have to organize the entire.
I'm gonna make a call real quick, okay?
All right.
You guys can keep
they
talking
have to.
now.
All right, cool. So they have to organize the entire wake themselves, and clean up after everyone's left themselves, because it's just like their parents' work friends that are there.
Oh my gosh, that's awful.
Right. It's almost like I'm a fucking asshole to my characters.
Hi, I just have a quick question.
Which,
Are
you know,
guys
is a quality
hiring
you have
at a
too.
point in time?
I'll be honest, I must have missed the part in the middle where it was about the characters. I thought you were talking about friends of yours.
No!
Shit.
Oh my god!
Sorry, I missed a connection there.
Okay, cool. Can I still bring in like a resume as a just?
Oh, if we're talking about characters, that's different. Let the savagery begin.
I wouldn't get that depressing on the podcast. No. These are characters in the script I'm writing for an animation.
Okay, maybe come in
Shit,
tomorrow?
I don't know. I thought you were like talking about like a writing partner or something, and then like went on a tangent about that.
Bye.
God.
That's,
no.
That's what I get for reading Facebook.
Okay, I made my call.
So yeah, no, it's.
Yeah, no, torturing characters is something else completely.
Exactly, torturing characters is fucking amazing. I love torturing characters. That's what they're there for.
They can't scream because they have no mouths.
Isn't that the name of a game? Isn't there a game like that?
Yeah, it started out as a story.
You can't.
I have no mouth, but I must scream.
What?
That was it. Yes, I have no mouth, but I must scream. I never played that.
Yeah, it's Do you want a TLDR on the story?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, it's like after like World War III, nuclear, whatever. But basically what happens is each of the countries made their own supercomputer to like run things, and all three supercomputers were like, fuck the humans, and so they like kill the world. But then all three supercomputers like interconnect, and I think it's the American one ends up like taking dominance, but it's sort of like a weird Trinity like master kind of thing going on. But anyway, and so the computer keeps 5 people alive with like super advanced whatever science, and it just keeps the 5 people alive to torture them. It just keeps it entertained, essentially.
Jesus Christ, that sounds familiar to me.
Yeah, and so I don't know how
similar to Terminal Secrets.
And so I don't know how the book ends, but the game has like branches, and so there's like a secret colony of people on the moon. Like the best ending is they repopulate the Earth, and but the point of the novel is the one character sacrifices himself to try to stop the computer or save others, and so the computer captures him, and it turns him into this like living gelatinous blob that it can keep torturing, but the gelatinous blob doesn't have a mouth, but it must scream, and so he has no way of getting out forever now.
I'm gonna have to read the book and play the game.
It's fascinating.
This is sharing a lot of similarities to Terminal Secrets.
Original,
not everything, not everything, but yeah, a computer torturing and experimenting on people after an apocalypse, and slowly going insane. Yeah, that kind of sounds like something that I've written in the past.
Well, this was like the 80s, so I wouldn't be surprised if they influenced Fallout writers, influenced us,
That's actually a very good point. They pulled a lot of stuff from. They definitely pulled a lot of stuff from popular culture in writing that.
Yeah, plus torturing characters is fun.
Oh my god, right.
Man.
There are very, very many ways of torturing your characters, both emotional and physical.
I'm
Yeah.
glad you
Because-
guys haven't
because-
actually tortured me like any of the characters. You just kind of made them slowly go insane.
Exactly. It's the
Just
slow
wait.
burn that makes things work. Well, you should have seen what I was originally going to do to Butterfly.
Oh my God.
So I can talk about this because it was cut from the story. So originally, Spare Parts was going to die at the end of Terminal Secrets episode 3, or rather, so I was going to have an explosion sort of rock the stable, and they're like, "Oh shit, that's Spare's station." And then at the beginning of episode 4, they were going to be like, "Oh, thank God, Spare survived. She's wounded, but she survived." And then you get to the end of episode 4, and it's very much that scenario of, "Oh shit, no, Spare was dead all along, and Butterfly is just fucking insane."
All right.
And what was going to happen was then for Butterfly's lines, all of Butterfly's dialogue for episode 5 and 6, I was going to insist that it be written as internal monologue, as narration, as a device for showing how Butterfly had lost her mind. So everything she says, she's saying in the third person about herself.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that was originally what I was gonna do, but then I decided I took it out for a bunch of reasons that I can't talk about for spoilerish because of spoilers. But yeah, that was originally gonna be a major thing in Terminal Secrets.
Well, you know what I could talk about? When could I talk about this? Could I talk about this now?
Maybe.
It'd be cool if you could talk about this now.
I think I could talk about this now. There was a so originally I had a plan for a 13 episode Confessions storyline. That was
13 episodes.
13 episodes. I thought that'd be like, like Vault 13, I don't know. But I decided against it right around the time the episodes got fucking long. So
Yeah, when they jumped from being 20 minutes to 4 hours.
Yeah. So there were 2 episodes specifically in that were like fairly well developed. There's like a third one that's like kind of embryonic, but there were 2 somewhat fully developed episodes that essentially got cannibalized and put into other episodes. So there's the whole scene at the end of the Ice Mare where they're in the ships and they're flying around and they're having their little balloon battle kind of thing. Originally, there was an episode where there was going to be a Pegasus thing, where a Pegasi sort of dumping world. This was very dark. This is arguably my darkest concept, where the story was going to feature a sort of big brother little sister relationship, where there was a little Pegasus filly who's going to be like 8, like a Cutie Mark Crusader, and then the Big Mac type, the big guy who would have clipped wings. And the whole storyline was going to end up being that they were like the overflow, where essentially there were too many Pegasi in the city, so they just tossed them down below the cloud layer. And so there was this little like colony of like kids that had formed because they had survived the fall one way or another. And from there, there was going to be a whole storyline of like enclave people from the local whatever was going to come down for whatever reason and discover this colony and be like, oh shit, this is a problem. We can't just have like a whole colony. So they were going to go invade and like try to shut them down. And then the kids were going to end up winning and hijacking the ship with the one big one who was like the first one that fell and survived. And so then that's where the whole ship battle scene was going to be, where the big guy was going to have been fallen out of the back when he killed the last Pegasus or whatever, and so he would be falling, and the others would be flying the ship down at matching speed to catch him, essentially. And so that ended up getting turned into a ship battle scene and whatever. But I ultimately had to scrap the idea because not enough Enclave stuff was common knowledge that it would have fit within the continuity. So I thought I couldn't do that. But it was going to be nice.
So, yeah.
Ow, 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 that's my ear. Good lord. It's kind of interesting to see the shit that gets cannibalized and cut.
Oh, yeah.
Just checking, get the comments up here, because actually I haven't looked into the comments for most of this podcast.
They're mostly just kind of whatever.
You hear that, commenters? Skybook thinks you're kind of whatever.
Well, I mean, it's not like any direct questions or anything, so it's whatever.
Wow, I have no mouth and my screen is short. It's only 10 pages.
Yeah, it might have been a short story, actually.
I'll have to look at it.
I know there's a really good story. I forget if it was Stephen King or Bradbury or one of those guys called like the Living Dynamo or whatever, and it was like this this guy that ends up like kind of worshiping the machine, the dynamo, the big electrical generator, and he feeds his boss to it because he thinks it's demanding a sacrifice. That's pretty funny.
My legs hurt. I'm getting old. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Falling
So-
apart. What the fuck? PETA,
What?
eating chicken can make your kid's dick small. What the fuck, PETA?
What? Who said that?
PETA!
No, what? No, that's not how this works.
See, PETA just don't want competition because they're some of the biggest dicks around. I was living by the PETA headquarters when they had stolen like a dog off of someone's front lawn and like immediately executed it in their kill van. So I have literally zero love for PETA and its acolytes.
I kind of tend to stay away from discussions on PETA.
Yeah.
Mostly because I'm not absurdly familiar with their operations outside of the social satire.
Hi.
So, and
Hi.
since I already know social satire tends to have,
Hi.
it exaggerates things. So it's
How may I help you?
I mean, if they want to put like, a bunch of naked protesters outside, like that's fine. Just don't block the road.
Hello. No, I really like watching PETA. So they have this thing that they do. I don't know why the fuck they do it, but it's hilarious. Where they get naked and then like actually brand themselves like they do with cows.
See, that's got to be some kind of like kinky sex thing.
And
That
it's
can't.
funny because most farmers don't use hot iron branding anymore. They use cold iron branding, which basically kills the color cells in the fur for about 6 to 7 months, and then it needs to be redone every 6 to 7 months.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like they don't even use heat branding anymore. Either that or they shave it, like they shave that patch of fur, so that it's a bald spot in the shape of the brand.
Interesting.
So I only recently heard about this, but I thought this was really interesting. It is Stephen King's Dollar Babies Club.
Wait, what?
So basically, it's Stephen King sells the licenses to a bunch of his books for $1 for movie adaptation.
See, Stephen King has entirely too much free time, too much stuff going on. Does he just want to see it hit the screen essentially because it's free marketing?
It's specifically for film students, or for people or people trying to get their start in film.
Oh, that's kind of nice then.
Which I find is it comes with restrictions. Like you can make money, you can monetize, but it can't go into major theaters. It can only play in small theaters, and it can only go to festivals. which makes sense because film students wouldn't be able to push it to major theaters anyway. But yeah, no, it's like this really interesting, because a friend of mine found out because she had wanted to adapt The Long Walk, until she found out that he sold the film rights to what's his favorite director, the one he always works with, Frank Darabont. That was it. Is it Frank Darabont?
Yeah, Darabont. Has he done anything besides The Mist? I only know him adapting that.
Yes, he did The Green Mile, and he did The Green Mile. He did the first season of The Walking Dead.
That's not a Stephen King book.
Yeah, but yeah. So I know he didn't do. I was just talking about general things he did.
Oh,
yeah. Because he also did Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, okay, that's quite a bit then.
Yeah. So yeah.
Those are the less
Stephen
like
King's...
kingly books that I think of, though. Those are like his other books. I don't know, his off style that also become ridiculously popular.
My friend Maddie got a special guest as an artist creator for Wizard World.
Oh, sweet.
What?
Aww.
Who? What
My
happened?
friend Maddie, she's this fantastic artist, and I absolutely love her to death. And she just posted her the blurb that Wizard World Comic-Con posted for her special guesting at the Comic-Con.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Nice.
That's pretty.
I'm so proud of
Yeah.
her.
Yee. People have been posting so many cat pictures in the cute posting channel on our
It's because
Discord.
I was upset, okay? I got fired.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, but it's just there are so many cat pictures, and also Needle Stitch's cat is gigantic. I did
Yeah.
not know River was that big.
Well, both my kitties are pretty big.
Like, that's a big cat. That's a gigantic cat. That's a bear.
She's my good kitty.
I always thought if I ever did like purposefully get a cat, I'd probably go with a Maine Coon, and they tend to be freaking giant. But
They're
it's
big.
because they're so like also nice. They're like the least cat-like cat that can cat.
You should do what I do. Get a Scabberash.
I just get dogs.
I just get
What-
dogs.
I don't know what a Scabberash is though. You'll have to explain.
It's a dustbin cat.
A what now?
A dustbin cat. So
Okay, I gotta Google this now.
I gotta Google it.
Is it like one of those cats that's just like pure gray?
No. It's literally a cat that lives in a dustbin.
Oh. What?
So,
How do you keep it contained?
No. It used to. So it's a South African term for a rescue cat.
Oh.
So typically, cats that you find who are born in the townships or who are born on the street and then get rescued.
That's how
but we
River
don't.
and Rose were.
But we don't call them rescue cats. We call them dustbin cats or Scabberash.
Dustbin cats. Yeah, River
Yes.
and Rose were born to a stray mother.
Yeah.
Like, she snuck into my friend's house, had kittens, and then never left.
Oh, interesting.
And the person who had, like, whose house that she had wandered into were like, well, now we have all these kittens, what do we do with them? And, so
And then you
another one of my
adapted the
friends
kittens.
hit me up and was like, hey, do you want a cat? And I was like, yeah, I want a cat. So I picked Rose, the black and white one. She was one of the bigger kittens, and River was one of the runts. And my friend Holly was actually supposed to get River, but Holly never came back to get River, so River's mine now.
And then River grew.
River got big.
River grew
River's big.
big.
When I
River's
first
a
brought them home, they were able to fit in the palm of my hand. They were
No, what?
tiny babies.
I love the weird changes in size that animals get. My Labrador my Labrador was about the size of a shoe when we got her, and I mean you've seen what she looks like now.
She's fat.
She is gigantic, and she's not the largest Labrador I've owned either.
Sell kittens for financial gain. I actually I hate people who sell animals for financial gain, but at the same time, I get why they do it. Like, for a lot of different dogs, if they give dogs away for free, they're more likely to get picked up by dog fighting rings. So people who charge money for the dogs, even if it's just like $20, they're deterring possible dog fighting ring owners from buying the dogs.
Can't remember what I was going to say in response to that, but I'm pretty sure it was going to be fucking hilarious on account of me being really funny.
You're not funny.
I'm hilarious. I'm really, really funny. Why is no one agreeing with me about how funny I am?
Also funny.
That's just really mean. That's super fucking mean. You're all terrible people. Also, technically, this is no longer a waifu cast because, you know, the neckbeards outnumber the waifus.
She's still in control.
I'm still in control. Uh-oh.
Is she, though? Is she? Is she?
Yes.
Is
Uh-oh.
she? Because
Stream's offline.
I can...
Hold on.
That's what you get for questioning.
Oh shit, the stream went offline.
Oh my god.
I guess Needle's not in control anymore.
Give it a second. It was just a hiccup.
So the stream went offline.
Would you like call South African CIA to shut it down?
Fucking right.
Is it going?
Yeah, the stream is.
I think it's going now. Is it back?
Yeah, I think it's going.
Also, what is this picture? Is that you? Did you draw this?
Oh yeah, so I got a friend. So in the build-up to Untypical's release, which is in a few weeks, we've had an artist who's been doing these really cheap sketches of the characters with their voice actors. So this is the character that Needle plays trying to steal her hat. And it has been this artist has been doing some pretty cool, cute sketches.
I'm just happy to see the trash hands font put to use elsewhere.
I hated it.
Consistency.
I was like, I'm gonna use this because I'm a waifu and I am trash.
The what font?
That's the name of the font that I use for the whatchamacallit. Wasteland Survivors.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I thought it would look good as a sort of like a mouth-written script, because, you know, and she also doesn't have a tongue for increased, like, dexterity, so, yeah.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense.
But I like it.
It just works.
It works.
It just works. That's what they should do. Every time there's a bug in a Fallout game, that should play as a mod. Every time there's a bug, it just works.
Just work.
I find it interesting how so many beloved publishers have fallen out of grace recently.
Dude,
Bethesda, BioWare, and Bungie.
Yeah, Bungie. You know, I remember in the old Halo days how much they complained about being under Microsoft's, thumb, man. And then it's like, as soon as they get out. Yeah, they jump to the... I mean, it's like out of the pot into the fire. It's like idiots. And so, of course, then they fuck up their entire Destiny super franchise. Like,
oh my god.
I mean, it's like a North Korean building a rocket and blows up on the launch pad.
Oh my god, right?
Oh, man.
it didn't get an absurd amount of viewership or engagement, and no one really gave a shit about it. But I had so much fun.
Oh my god!
For anyone that wants to see a good series of like salt on Destiny, go see the I Hate Everything, because he went in really wanting to love Destiny, and that first video you see the light like darken in his eyes, and then he does both the DLCs and then Destiny 2, and it's just like, oh, I fucking hate this fucking bullshit.
Right. It's nice because I completely agreed with him on his thoughts on Destiny.
Oh yeah,
especially like the Taken King was great. Taken King was a very good expansion. And then Rise Lion happened, and then Destiny 2 happened.
Where did it all go so wrong?
I had so much fun doing Vermont tries to rewrite Destiny 2, because I think I spent maybe 2 hours writing out my own version of what Destiny 2's story was. And it was not very hard for me to write a better story.
I mean, they've written a better story. It was called Halo. It's like, that's the thing, is Bungie was known for their good storytelling, and then Destiny, it's like all the storytelling supposedly exists in the online Grimoire cards, which is so dumb. It's like
stupid.
It's like going to a movie and being like, I don't understand the movie at all, and they're like, oh, you gotta go buy this series of comic books to understand the movie. It's like, no.
No, fuck off. Put the story in the fucking game.
And it had such potential. I remember the early promotional too, and I'm like, this is really neat. Like, all these different races within the solar system, so you're not talking about, like, absent galaxies. It feels a lot more...
Exactly.
Like your backyard.
Holy shit.
The world building for Destiny was very good. I like the setting. I like the world of Destiny. They just did fuck all with it. Hello?
Hi.
Yes?
Oh, sorry. Thought the internet had died. But see, it is now time to hijack the podcast, and Neil's going to get very grumpy with us.
Why?
Over what?
Skybolt, sir, are you ready for the penultimate episode of Ruby tonight?
Oh, that is tonight, isn't it?
That is tonight. Well, it's like this afternoon for you, but yeah, it's tonight for me. That's 2 episodes left.
Yeah, I saw I saw one of the more recent episodes. I think it was last week, and that was exciting. Yeah, I've been really getting into their because they now do behind the scenes for every single episode. Because I'm studying 3D animation and I'm studying with the exact same software that they're using, it's been really, really interesting to see behind the scenes on that. I've actually learned a few things. Kind of actually wish that they do more comprehensive behind the scenes stuff. Yeah, no, that is a nice compilation series. I like behind the scenes. I like behind the scenes styles of stuff. Although, fuck, if the fan base is not pissing me off at the moment, because they're all bitching about the runtime of episodes. The last episode was like 14 minutes long, and people were losing their shit over it. I mean, there were people outright threatening to stop watching the show altogether if they were going to keep doing 40-minute episodes. And it's kind of like, motherfucker, stop complaining. Yeah, honestly, Volume 5 has just been so much better than 4. It's like, I don't know what anyone else can say. It's like, the Volume 4 was good for 2 reasons, and it was the opening episode that introduced, the new cadre of characters, including, our Jen Cortana Waifu villainous, and then the last episode, which brought in the Ren and Nora love story proper. That was great. Yeah, that was fun. I need to read more about the real mythology. That seemed really neat. So yeah, that
That's a creature from Irish mythology called the Nuckleby.
Sweet.
And they pulled it's designed exactly like that in the mythology. That whole mythology is actually really fucking interesting. Do you know that they don't have a creation myth?
Yeah, I mean, not all cultures do.
I know, but that's like where most cultures start off. It's like when you're doing a world build for a completely new world.
Yeah, I don't know. There's always the Egyptian one was great. The jack off in the river, and that's
Oh my God.
civilization.
Oh my God.
That's unironically what they believed. Yeah, some of those are fun. There's a Zoroastrian.
Scientologists have the best. Have the best.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Creation myth. There's wins, but easily.
Yeah. What are other fun ones?
Can't remember now.
So apparently I need to take
be honest,
that out and I need to beat you guys.
What?
Chaos says, quickly, hit them with your bat and take the podcast back, so...
Oh, right, of course, because of the art where Needle beat us with the bat.
Oh, yeah. See, I thought you were about to, when you said take over the podcast, I thought you were going to bring up Star Wars.
Star Wars.
I don't think we should continue arguing about Star Wars.
No, because I'm on the right side of history.
I mean, you're not, because 3 years down the line, everyone's going to... 3 years... No, the thing is, 2 years down the line in 2020, or 2019, J.J. Abrams is going to release Episode 9, and everyone's going to be too busy being pissed off at that to be pissed off at Rian Johnson.
Have you heard the rumors that they've already written off the Han Solo movie? They said it sucks and it's not going to make any money.
I've heard the rumors of that, and that doesn't surprise me, because despite the fact that everyone likes Han Solo, no one asked for this movie.
And yeah, apparently, like, the actor, like, surprisingly sucks. So I don't know what happened there. Like, I get the idea that you got to find a guy that looks like him, but it's like, I assume that they were all actors they were looking at, right? They didn't just, like, find someone on the street and be like, hey, you look kind of like the Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford?
What? The Harrison Fred?
So, it's interesting.
Fred? No, it's absolutely... Yeah, no, I've heard that that they had to have a dialogue coach with him at all times. And... You know what, I'm interested in the film because I do want to see... I'm a whore for Donald Glover. I do want to see some more... so I do want to see him as Lando Calrissian. But
yeah.
That is the only appeal that this movie has for me. I am not interested in anything else about this film.
I think what I'm going to have to start doing is, like, tactically delaying. Like, if a movie I know is going to suck or I don't want to support it, I'll, like, maybe go, like, the third or fourth weekend where, like, the money they make really doesn't chart at all. And then I could see if it's worth seeing to talk about. But it's, like, in the general sense, it's, like, that's where it matters, is the first 2 weekends. If you don't want a movie to succeed, just put it off 2 weeks and then go see it.
I'm probably just not gonna. I don't see myself watching this at all. Which that's become the problem. Is them. Firstly, they shouldn't be releasing this in May. They should have delayed it to do a prop, because pulling in Ron Howard, sure, that's cool, but at the very least, delay the film to give them more time.
Well, you know what it screams to me is it's going to be a tonal, like, nightmare, because think of the two groups. You've got the original directors, the Lego Movie guys, which is like,
Phil Lord and Chris Miller.
Yeah, like fuzzy comedy, happy, whatever. And then you've got, I mean, he's done some more like action-ish movies like The Inferno and whatever, but like Ron Howard's specialty is like the super deep emotion crap. It's like, it's not going to blend well at all.
Exactly. I mean, look, sometimes that sort of thing does work. Like when the Russo brothers started off doing a comedy series about a community college, and then went and did an action thriller superhero story. with the Winter Soldier. So it's like that weird transition can work, but
it takes the right guiding hand, which I think Disney is showing they don't have in the Lucasfilm house.
Exactly. It's like it's becoming really clear that Kathleen Kennedy isn't quite. She's not Kevin Feige.
Wouldn't it be great if they like hired George Lucas?
No,
Oh
it
my
wouldn't,
God.
because because the thing is, as much as Star Wars has still been a bit rocky lately, I would not bring George Lucas onto this.
Well, it's dead to him, so he would never come back.
Yeah. But the biggest mistake that they've made with Star Wars is telling the story post Episode 6. The stories that everyone else actually wants to see are shit from the extended universe, from the Old Republic. People want.
Yeah.
I mean, there are so many people who have been calling for a story about Obi-Wan in the desert between Episodes 3 and 4. That would be great. That would be a great fucking movie, because you get what would be so great about that is
Ewan McGregor.
You get Ewan McGregor, but what's cool about that is you don't need to make it a super big budget thing. It's the sort of idea that you'd see a film student tackle, because what is that movie? It is Obi-Wan in the desert for 30 years, for 16 years? 16 years. And he just chills there. It's more of like this internal emotional thing. It's a dude sitting and talking to himself or changing. It's something that you do mostly without dialogue, that has almost no fighting. So I can. So okay,
Hey guys, so
from
you
that
said
kind
you
of
didn't want to
perspective,
talk about Star Wars, and guess what you're doing?
I blame James.
Right.
Fuck off! You're the one who brought it up.
So let me take.
It's an idea that I'm really, really into.
Let me take one parting shot real quick at Red Letter Media, because they're so much bigger, so I can punch up.
Okay, so we're shitting on Red Letter. Oh, you hate Red Letter Media, though.
I love them in the general sense, but the only I firmly believe this reason that they gave like any level of positivity to the Forced Awakening was the fact that they became like the penultimate symbol of prequel hate, because Mike Stacklasa fucking hates the prequels, which is understandable. But the thing is, their connection to the Star Wars universe is very surface. It is the 8 movies, period. They don't give a shit about anything deeper or whatever. And so they unironically think that rebooting Episode 4 is what people wanted. I fundamentally disagree with that, and I think the product is showing where, yes, the normies, they might have gone in and been like, oh, it reminds me of the Star Wars. But then everyone else who has any kind of depth of experience with the series is like, this is kind of redundant. And so I think that was the source of the problem, and I think, yeah, Kathleen Kennedy needs to be fired, but that's just me. And so now that they are like distant from the Episode 7, then Red Letter Media were like, okay, yeah, Episode 8 really kind of sucked. Okay,
stop.
get mad at me.
We're done.
And we're done.
We're done.
So fuck those guys. The hack
done.
frauds.
Shut up. We're done. We're done. We're done.
Okay, so
establish
this has been
the
one of
new
the most
topic then.
So this has been one of the most fantastic Twitter hashtags that I've seen in a long time is this Black Hogwarts hashtag, and it is fucking amazing. I love Black Hogwarts.
How about them Tide Pods though?
Pardon?
Dude, I mean, people are unironically doing this. What the hell is the matter with people? This is like the new evolution of the Bleach meme, except people are actually doing it. What the hell is wrong with people?
What do you mean? This is fucking fantastic. It's a... God,
No, okay.
Really funny.
You want to know how far, how deep we've gotten into the Tide Pod thing? Like, how bad it's gotten?
Oh, we just shifted to
Bad
Tide Pods.
Dragon has made Forbidden Fruit coloration dildos.
Oh my god.
No!
Yes.
Oh my god.
But Okay, that's
That's just absolutely fucking ridiculous because of the
Why though? Where's the market for that? I mean, I get that it's bright colors, I guess. I don't know what people's tastes in dildos are, but it's like, why?
And no, so I was scrolling through Facebook, right, while you guys were ranting about Star Wars, and there's actually a candy company that made a Tide Pod hard candy.
No,
This is just companies learning
badly.
like memes
That's
now,
gonna end
which is
badly.
a scary thing.
That's gonna end really badly. But the other thing, that's the problem, is that Tide Pods are basic. It's just shitty bleach memes. Besides, Tide Pods have nothing on the true meme of the month, which is Ugandan knuckles.
Oh my god. Do you know do it?
Spit!
Do you know do it? I know do it.
Needle, do you know the way?
I know do it.
You must have Ebola to know the way.
Is she the queen? Is she will not protect the queen?
I am the queen.
I mean, what is this? I have absolutely no idea how this started, but it's fucking amazing.
Okay, so I need a picture of Needle Stitch being attacked by Ugandan Knuckles at the same time.
Cool, so that is our challenge to our patrons for this week.
Oh my gosh.
The last time we had was a patron who drew a we had a patron who drew who drew Needle in a teaspoon with Skyball playing
Which was so cute, okay?
And then I colorized it.
Teacups.
Awesome.
And then Skyball colorized it. So now we demand Needle Stitch with Ugandan knuckles. And
Yeah, make me a blue and Ugandan knuckles, and you can make James the whatever, the red one.
Get
normal.
off! Get off!
I mean,
Needle,
blue Ugandan knuckles is Sonic.
Needle, we need more of this. Needle.
I firmly believe that this is some kind of like underground marketing campaign for VR, because that's like where it took off.
Right.
And except for that theory, it also seems like it's just a bunch of weird stuff kind of came together at once. It was like this guy who drew an animation of the Knuckles that looked interesting, and then some guy did a Ugandan movie bit that he pulled out of nowhere in a VR chat room, and it all just sort of, like the perfect memes always do, just swirled together in an explosion, like the Big Bang.
I think they keep referencing Who Killed Captain Alex in the Ugandan Knuckles memes.
That must be from the movie then. I don't know.
Well, yeah, that is the movie.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm sorry. my knowledge of African cinema is pretty limited.
Tiger Mafia. No, that's it's pretty great. It's pretty great. I've only seen the versions with the voice jokers. What are they? I don't know. Like they've got these commentators over them, but it's pretty fucking hilarious. It's that sort of thing where it's bad, but you kind of like it. Like it's not that it's the room. It's you like they really there was passion in it. It's not like that sort of bad thing where it was made with this heavy heart of cynicism.
Yeah, this is one of those memes you file in the folder of like things people won't understand in 50 years. like some internet archivist is gonna pull it out and be like, what the fuck is this? I'm excited. 2018 is off to a fucking start.
Already? What the fuck?
Of course there are. Oh my
Of
gosh.
fucking course there are. How do these guys make? But my question is, what made Tide Pods come back? Because they've been around for a while. Why have they suddenly become popular again?
I don't know. People just started making jokes about eating them.
But, I mean, they made jokes about eating them a while ago. I mean, there was a College Humor sketch on it, which parodying American Beauty a few years ago, I think.
What, where she was covered in Tide Pods instead of rose petals?
Well,
No,
but yes.
Oh, you're talking about that? What?
Yeah, so the idea was that there were Tide Pods on a table, and the one dude
Oh
was
yeah, the
like,
guy was like, here, if you want to take them home to sample them, like test them out in your laundry, you can. And he goes, oh,
But
they're
don't eat
colored
them.
so nice. I want to eat them. No, don't eat them. And then the guy
yeah,
just
so
like
basically
fantasizes.
about eating them, and there's one sequence where they just parody, where they have him lying on the Tide Pods, and they do the fucking falling
oh my
Tide
gosh.
Pods, and but I mean that's an old sketch. It's a really old sketch.
I just use the
not as old
liquid
as I
soap.
thought it was.
These people are crazy.
It's only 9 months old, but still. Oh my god! So maybe it was a baby. This was the Tide Pod meme being impregnated, and now it's been born.
Oh my gosh. I don't need to picture the internet as some kind of like vessel to be impregnated. That's like this is not a thing.
This is what I think happened. Oh god, we really don't need college humor jokes being reborn. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna retread on that train. I know we haven't really talked about that in the podcast, but everyone else on the internet talked about the fact that they're nowhere near as funny as they used to be.
Oh god, no. College humor died in 2012. That's my firm belief.
Why 2012 specifically?
I don't know. I just pulled that out of nowhere. I have a theory that the internet peaked in 2012 and everything since then has been downhill, to be honest.
I don't know. I kind of prefer modern internet to 2012 internet, but...
That's probably because of speeds, though, right?
Not because of speeds, mostly just because, less 9gag for one.
Oh, yeah.
That's that was the quality of memes at the time, you know?
Yeah, those were the days of the
just
freaking
people...
angry guys. Was it rage posting, the rage faces?
Exactly.
The old troll face.
And the fist bumping baby. And...
See, there was a purity to that, though. It wasn't cynical.
It was, but memes are a lot. Yeah, memes are much more cynical now, but they're a lot more creative now.
That's true.
Like it's a lot more. Like which that I quite like. They also circulate much faster because those 9gag style memes, those lasted like 2 years.
Yeah.
Like, they were there for a really long time, and I've seen some people still using them.
Oh yeah, using them ironically can be fun.
Oh no, I've seen people using them genuinely.
Now that's cancer. They need to be fully cited off the internet.
Right. At that point, if someone's still sitting there like, "You're my friend, so I'm going to laugh at what you did, but I'm also going to be shunning you inside my own mind because just please no." And the Lucondrix is dreaming of porn jokes.
Oh my god.
Why is someone in our comment section dreaming of porn?
I got porn jokes for you if you want to talk about porn jokes.
Porn jokes. Let's do porn jokes.
Now you put me on the spot. Now I actually have to think of them.
Well, now it's the Waifu cast, and something that people would like to hear.
Well, we could talk about my sexcapades.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
we should save that for Valentine's Day episode.
For a Valentine's Day episode? Well, I have a few of them, so I can...
Okay.
Yeah.
It's your Waifu cast. You talk about whatever you want. We'll be here.
You guys want to talk about what I used to do with my ex-roommate when he would piss me off?
Okay.
Yes.
So, I have this comically huge suction cup purple dildo.
Yes. I remember this story.
Comically huge purple dildo. I don't use it because it's comically huge.
Okay. She's lying.
But no, I'm not lying.
No, she's not lying. I have seen this dildo. It is too big for use.
It is huge. I used to like to put it in very unsuspecting places, and just like because it's suction cup, you can literally put it anywhere. And I would have my ex-roommate find it, and anytime he got pissed off, or anytime I got pissed off at him, I would just hide the comically huge purple dildo. It's also great for birthdays. Whenever I forget to get somebody something for their birthday, I take a picture of that in this box, and I said, hey, so I had to take a little bit of time to figure out what I wanted to get you, but I feel like this is personal and that you would really like this. Take a picture of it. It's my dick in a box.
Fantastic.
Yep.
And this is a pretty big dildo. I kind of feel like that still just needs to be more. I feel like people need to focus on that part.
Pixar didn't happen.
It's huge. It's like about as thick as my wrist and about as long as my arm.
Oh my gosh.
It's huge.
Like, I can imagine that would basically just be painful. Though oh god, fuck, I had something I was going to say that I completely spaced.
Is it also about dildos?
You know, oh, wait, okay, now I remember. So, a friend of mine put the suggestion so you remember when Two Girls, One Cup was really, really popular?
Gross, but okay, yeah.
So in my social circles,
I've never heard of that. Describe it.
Wait, really?
Wait, you haven't heard of Two Girls, One Cup?
That was the joke. Is describe it.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I just thought I was very, very surprised, and I was actually a little excited to be able to describe it because.
Oh my god, no! Don't.
Okay, so I'm not going to describe it, but it's been such a
Why?
long
Why,
time.
James? What's it about?
Because the only reason to describe it is to hear someone's reaction. But
Yep.
So in my social circles, another video has become very, very popular,
Oh.
which we have titled 8 Mini Basketballs,
What?
which involves a woman on her hands and knees, and she takes 8 mini basketballs and she shoves them up her ass.
Okay then.
All eight of them go in, and then she takes all 8 of them out again. Except for the last, and she does most of them just sort of by clenching.
Okay.
Except for the last one, except for the 8th one, which gets stuck. So she has to go fishing for it. And this is the most mesmerizing, creepy, and unappealing thing in the world. But it is so wonderful just to hear people to see people reacting to this shit.
That sounds fascinating.
I don't want to see this.
Yes, you do.
No.
I'm gonna send it to you.
Don't. Please don't.
No, wait. Are these basketballs? Do they have like the texture of a basketball, where it's like a somewhat
Yes.
hard plastic? Okay, I was like, or
Yes.
are they Nerf? My second question would have been, are they like Nerf balls that
I
she'd like
think they
crumple?
would be at least like Nerf balls.
No, they look pretty solid.
Are they like rubber balls, like you'd almost get out of like a candy like store? Like do you twist the wheel?
I mean, I haven't watched a video since like October, I think, November. That was the last time we were at we were at a party and we were showing it.
It's not in your regular rotation. It's not like movie night once a month.
Exactly. This is a video that you pull out at a party.
Oh my gosh. I don't think I ever actually got all the way through Two Girls, One Cup. I think
God,
with like
no.
once I got like halfway through, I was like, okay, I think I get the gist of it.
Oh god, that's very.
No.
Now,
Stop.
just an equally good meme is Lemon Party, of course. LemonParty.org.
I haven't seen that, but I don't want to. I have seen
Wait.
what's it called? Two Kids in a Sandbox?
That one I've
I
heard.
don't know that. What is that?
It's this. Okay, do you know what a sounding device is?
Yes,
No.
Skybolt knows.
I know.
it's
Not from experience. Let me point that out right now.
okay. So it's this chick using a sounding device on a guy.
I still
Okay.
don't know what a sounding device is.
It's a dick rod.
As in, it goes in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ugh,
This one was
no!
thicker at one end and tapered at the other.
Oh no!
There is no way on earth that is appealing.
No, thank you. See,
Um,
There's no way that anyone can get off from that.
That's something where
Surely.
I think like someone went in and got surgery and had to have a catheter, and then afterwards they got like a weird high off that, and like that's the only place I can trace the cause of that kind of like fetish. I'm like, where else does that come from? So that's great.
I've also seen two guys and a horse.
Oh,
Do I even want to know what two guys and a horse is?
I don't dare ask either.
You guys haven't
What's two
seen
guys?
that?
No.
No.
Oh my god, two
Yeah,
guys, one horse.
Contrary to popular belief, I don't go around looking for weird porn.
Two guys, one horse is like one of the original videos, like Two Girls, One Cup.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this guy getting ass fucked by a horse. He actually died.
Oh, it's Mr.
What?
Hands?
Huh?
It's Mr. Hands?
Mr. Hands.
That's the guy in Washington that died, and so they had to change their bestiality laws?
Maybe. I'm not sure where it happened.
It was only the one guy, though, but...
Well, yeah, it was only one guy that did it, but the other guy was filming.
Oh, you're
What
right.
the
That might
absolute
be
fuck?
Mr. Hands then. Yeah, it was in Washington State, and this guy would sneak into a kennel, and one time it was too much rupture and died, and so then Washington State had to change their bestiality laws.
I mean, Washington State probably should have had bestiality laws anyway.
You'd think, but then again, Canada just loosened their bestiality laws, so it's like,
Wait,
I don't know.
what?
Yes, you don't remember the story?
No.
They did this?
Where they made it legal to like give dogs blowjobs and stuff?
Baybacking. Come on, Dad. Baybacking. Baybacking.
Yes, essentially. It's like,
that South Park episode.
yeah, dude, Trudeau's fucking crazy up there. I don't know what they're doing, but I hear stories like that come down from the Kenyatta, and it's like, man.
Oh God. How is this possible? Oh my God.
Hey, comment section, do you have any other topics you'd like to suggest?
Well,
Jesus.
speaking of porn jokes,
We want to talk
Big-
about creepy videos.
so-
This video's officially been demonetized, okay?
so
We
I just
started talking
found-
about Two Girls, One Cup and just went down from there.
Well, I don't know. Amoria's Loins is still monetized.
Oh my god.
I thought we'd at
So-
least get flagged for the thumbnail, to be honest.
Right.
I'm
No.
surprised we didn't get flagged for the horse dick.
My favorite part of that was the hiding it. I twisted it on the first one so you'd think it looks like just a scribble.
No, please don't do that to your dog. No.
Do what to dog? No.
No.
Bad, Bobby. Bad, Bobby.
Unless you're like a registered breeder or like collector, whatever.
No.
Don't.
Okay, so I was browsing R-Dank memes, and they have links to at the bottom to other subreddits, and there is actually a subreddit for R porn memes.
I'm just saying right now, guys. EAST Corp does not condone bestiality, okay?
No, God, no.
I feel like I need to say that now.
Although 4chan likes to call bronies horse fuckers, that we thought I do
We
not
don't
endorse.
actually.
We don't actually.
It's
We
a
don't
vow.
actually endorse
It's
that.
a vow.
endorse that.
Please don't.
Please don't.
Bob,
Also
don't.
because you might die, because Mr. Hands got his fucking ass ripped open.
Oh my god. See, like, I actually know a guy who was, like, raped by a dog. Like, the dog was
What
like
the fuck?
4 times his
What?
size.
What?
It's a thing that happens. So dogs that aren't snipped, they have a very high sex drive. Like, it's what they do. And
It is what they do.
if the dog gets excited and they think that their owner is another dog when they bend over to pick something up or something, it's not pleasant. And the guy that I know, like, legitimately got hurt. Like, it's a bad thing. Please,
Oh my god.
don't do the thing with your dog. No.
Yeah,
Okay,
don't
so
do that
ha-
thing. You know.
Have we established
let's-
that now? Is everyone clear on this issue?
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Mac B is asking if we've seen a show called
Oh,
Firefly.
no.
Yes, Mac B.
Oh no.
I have seen a show called Firefly.
This is worse
because
than
I
Star
may, because I may or may not have made an audio drama series extremely inspired by Firefly. Yes, I have seen Firefly.
So I had a friend go completely through like the Firefly like stages of depression when he discovered the series in like 2012.
As
And
we
so-
all do.
And so it's like I felt bad for him because he like, how did it start? This is my other like super Fallout friend. And he was like, yeah, man, I just discovered this like show called like Firefly, and I'm like, oh no, because he saw it like online or something for someone talking about it. And so then he's like, he got the DVDs and he watched the series, and then he got Serenity, and while he watched, he's like, oh, why didn't they make more seasons instead of the movie? Like, how could they do that? I'm sorry, man. I tried to warn you.
Right. It's like, you can't have those. Oh my god. I feel really, really sorry for people who,
That's what happens when you try to
Stop.
put sci-fi shows on TV. They just
Right.
completely fucked.
But yeah, no, it's, I'm really, really into my Firefly stuff. Typical is absurdly inspired by it. The one short story we did, Double Booking, is actually a recreation of one of Firefly's scenes. Because it's the second episode of Firefly opens on Mal getting into that bar fight, getting his ass kicked, and then and Serenity arrives with the pilot being like, everyone stand back or we'll blow a hole in this little moon. Like, we have outright, there are lines of dialogue that we have almost lifted verbatim in order to make the references work.
Original content, Donut Steel.
Alright, guys.
Right.
I'm starting to have to whip out Stitch.
Do it.
Why?
Well, okay. The last conversation you took us on was porn memes. What is next? Oh, Queen. What is the way, Queen?
What is... Fuck you.
Show us the way.
Show us the way.
I'm not.
We
I'm
have
not having
Ebola,
to
you
whip
can
out
show us the
Stern
way.
Stitch because of you. You guys are fine. We have a troll.
Oh my god.
Oh, is this Bobby guy an actual troll?
Yeah, he's being a troll, and I'm not about to have it. So he's currently in timeout. And if you can't behave
Oh my
yourself,
god, did you block him?
I timed him out. He's in timeout for 300 seconds.
You can do that?
F.
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
If
See,
he comes back and he can't behave himself, I will block him.
In
Alright,
the
that's very,
arms
very weird.
of an angel.
See, I've only
Because,
ever run the
motherfucker,
podcast
I
once.
have more power than you right now. Try me, bitch.
Also,
Damn.
good lord, so in the space of 2 days, Open Up Your Eyes got an extra 700 views, because the last time I checked, it was 2 days ago, it was at 7,000, now it's at 7,700.
Damn.
Every time I look at this, it just gets so many more fucking views. And
It
I'm
really
very
all
jealous.
came together beautifully. It was like he had the best instrumental that I could find of it, and then we came together with a good idea of how to rewrite it. It's just fucking perfect.
I find it really Open Up Your Eyes, 7,700. Confessions for Wasteland Pony the Ranger, 2,900. Confessions 6, 2,400. Tunnel Secrets 3, 2,200. What the fuck is this view disparity? Like, it gets properly, like, it's nice and tight with Confessions and Terminal Secrets, but then you just get this giant ass fucking jump.
Music, man, that's the thing.
I suppose it's kind of like with you and 99 Problems.
Yeah, that came out of total nowhere. I did not expect that. Well, when I started my channel, I got a bunch of ridiculous success on In the Dark of the Night, and so I was like chasing that dragon for a while, and then I just sort of settled into things. And then every once in a while, you get one of those random peaks that just takes off.
Although, to be fair, I mean, yours... So I'm looking at your channel right now. So The Bad and the Ugly did 181,000 views.
Yeah, I think that's the new top.
Yeah. So that was... Good Lord. So I made a PMV of that a while ago. Which I was actually quite happy with, but I haven't watched it in such an absurdly long time that I don't dare watch it now because it's, you know, it's old Vermont editing.
Yeah, I think the most significant video I had influence on was the original animation for Nuclear Winter Wonderland. Or, I mean, unless you count the Moonrise and stuff, but yeah.
Because there was that one person who took who took your version of Luna's Lament. No, not Luna's Lament. Luna's Future.
Yeah, that was fun.
And did an SFM animation of it.
Yeah, that was really good.
That was like, what? So that was so like there's an SFM Skybolt singing songs. That's the thing.
I was pretty happy with that.
And then there was there was another one. Yeah, there we go. It's called Skybolt's Future. So, you know, that's not stroking your ego at all in any way whatsoever.
I just like it when they come out of nowhere like that. It's like, oh, I got fun. Like early on, there was actually a guy who would do like his own versions of my parodies. That was kind of neat. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that was like year one. Holy hell.
And then there's the because there was that one dude who wanted to do an animation based off of Moonrise. He actually did an animatic of the first song.
Yeah, he was only ever going to do that one song, but he never finished it. It still kills me inside.
Which is a shame because he's got a really good visual style. His cinematography is really, really good.
Yeah.
And my actual biggest problem is that he was doing he's doing Moonrise instead of Fall of the Crystal Empire, which is Fall of an Empire.
Yeah.
Fall of the Crystal Empire is hot trash and garbage. Fall of an Empire is, you know, one of the best things that this fandom has put out. Full stop. And that would be pretty cool to see set to animation as well.
Dude, no kidding. Or like combine the two into a full story, or that like Fall of an Empire fleshed out into like a movie, like a Disney animation. That I would totally write for that.
That's basically a movie. That's a movie-length story because Fall of an Empire is 50 minutes and Moonrise is like 20 minutes, right?
Oh, but I could do so much more if I could like flesh out a little bits of dialogue in between.
Oh my god, right?
I did my best, but it's like you could only do so much.
I would really like to see, I would really like to see an animated version of Heaven's Fury. That could be really, really interesting.
Oh,
that and what was it called? I can't remember what the fucking song was called now. Fuck, I have to go look up the song title because I forgot the song title. Kingdoms Divided, that was it.
Oh yeah.
I I quite like the I quite like the way that the very different styles of how Luna and Celestia sing there and how Sombra sings there. They play out very, very differently, and that and the orchestra and not the orchestra, the choir in the background is also really, really strong, playing the Crystal Ponies.
Yeah, I felt like every song in it really had a life of its own. I thought he did a really great job of the music.
Yeah. I love the use of leitmotif throughout this, which which is a technique that I've now got Kelly applying to Terminal Secrets and Untypical.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of my thought, is that the next big step forward for sort of the audio drama work that we do is our implementation of music. I usually focus on having like one big sort of interesting musical moment in a story, whether I pull from our existing works or your works or get Kelly to make something. But now it's kind of like, all right, cool, you're gonna do character themes and to suit different moods. We're gonna do them with different instruments, and we're gonna do this shit and that shit and that shit. There's Kelly, like, there's one of me. Not that he ever actually says that. It's more like, hey Kelly, I need you to do this thing. Okay, I'll do it.
What?
Hot.
Here you go.
Good job, Sky.
It's done. Though we did actually make a new addition to our music team recently.
Did we?
Who was part of he was working on Duo Cartoonist's Choices animation.
Ooh.
So he worked on the song Midnight Frenzy, which was that one Luna song, and I think he also worked on Runaway. I think that was what the song was called. I can't remember. Which, I mean, is interesting enough because I worked on those as well as a producer, but yeah, he actually did work on some of the music for that, which was really, really cool. So yeah, we attracted some more big talent.
Damn straight.
Yay, us.
We good.
Almost like.
We need more subscribers. Everybody
Right.
share our channel with your friends. Tell them to go subscribe to EAST Corp.
Make us big ponies.
Make us big pawns. Your queen demands it. She knows the way.
She knows the way.
She knows the way.
She knows the way.
See,
will
I
give
think
you
I think
info that,
Vermont
and she
is the
will
only
show you
one who
the
can
way.
actually do that.
But he's white.
But he's white.
Yeah, see that? Oh my god, that's been one of the most amazing things, is seeing the reactions of Americans discovering that I'm white.
See, that's going to be the best part of you coming here, is everyone's going to call you African American.
Real talk.
Oh,
You actually will be called African American because compared to all of the white people here, you're black. Like, when you got the blonde hair, blue-eyed bitches all around, and then all of a sudden you show up with your slightly darker skin, people are gonna be like, "Oh, are you Hispanic? Are you Portuguese? Are you black?" You're gonna get everything but white.
Oh my god. Right. Well, I'm because I am. So outside of just the South African stuff, I'm also. My ancestry is Welsh and Portuguese and Botswanan, as it turns out. Well, kind of Botswanan. I mean, well, Motswana, but whatever.
Not Swana.
No, not Mot with an M.
Oh, that I don't know.
Anyway, can't remember what I was going to say now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I was going to say something super intelligent.
Okay, guys, we're currently at 1,658 subscribers.
Oh,
Yeah,
Real
boy.
talk.
Yeah.
Real okay,
The
my birthday's in
last-
February, guys. Can we get up to 1.8 by my birthday?
I actually think we could, because we in the last I'd say because about 100 of those subscribers have come in the last week or so.
Let's get up to 1.5 by my birthday.
1.5. We've already beat 1.5.
Get fucked.
We're at
1.8.
1.6. 1.8 is a reasonable goal for February. I think
Tired,
that would be
okay.
kind of cool.
If we could get to 2K, I'd be a very happy needle. But I'll settle with 1.8.
Right? Like, all we need to do is just remake Fallout Equestria versions of the entire movie soundtrack.
You know.
Oh my gosh, no. We already did the best song on the soundtrack. There's no place to go but down.
Right.
Now, see, I still want to do Time to Be Awesome, because it's basically our story of how EAST Corp was founded.
That would be all right. That's a fun song.
I come in midway through and just make everything better.
Because I mean, the story is basic. That's basically the story. You've got all these dudes sort of sitting there, their talents being wasted by the people who control them, and then it's like you've got a choice to make. You can go off and do your own thing, or you can sit here and not do anything interesting. I mean, literally there are so many lines that apply with we rescued our treasure and stored it away. We saved the gemstones for a rainy day, and it's like, gee, I wonder if that's the Wasteland survival guide. Stable takes abandoned project that we squirreled away, and then we launched EAST Corp, and it's like, boom, Wasteland survival guide.
The early history of that was so fascinating. I mean, they actually had sort of a loose plan together, and people were set to task on certain sections, and then
there was going to be really good art for it as well. Like they were going to get one of Stabletech's artists was dedicated to that project even.
Yeah. And then they did nothing with it.
Right. It was all the leadership up at the top.
I mean, that's make or break for stuff like this. I mean, it was just, once we became unchained, it took off.
It's going to be funny because years down the line, we're still going to be bitching about Stabletech. I actually don't think that's ever going to go away.
No, probably not. Because, I mean, think about it. For both of us, we were there 3 damn years. That's a big part of our lives.
Well, longer actually. I mean, I was recruited into Stabletech toward the end of midway through 2013.
Yeah.
Back when the studio first started. So that's what 20. Actually, no, you're right. That's three and a half years. No, your math is right. My math was wrong.
It's a long time. It's just so many stories.
Confirmed gemstone. So am I the gemstone guys?
What?
Says Needle confirmed gemstone for my.
I don't even remember
I
the
did
song.
not call Needle a gemstone. That did not happen.
Am I the gemstone guys?
You're not a gemstone.
Oh. Okay.
Go be sad.
Okay.
In the arms of an angel.
And Skybolt is singing.
But yeah, no, that song is
I'm
okay.
not the gemstone. I'll just go leak all of our assets.
We don't have any assets.
That's why I don't share anything with James.
I'll go release the new script. I'll just go
Skybolt
release
doesn't
it.
share jack with me. It is true. It's kind of like whenever I share some stuff with the patrons to sort of keep the fires alive and poke them with the just to poke them with some teasing stuff. So yes, dildos. It's always quite funny because then it's like, but what about confessions, Vermont? You never tease us about confessions. It's like, it's because I don't know anything about confessions. Oh my god. Also, the actual best. So Chaos posted into the chat, into the Discord chat,
And Needle, you're gonna have to make this our art for the thingy. For the podcast now, because it is, or at least show it on the podcast.
Oh my gosh!
Let me see.
Yeah.
Hold on.
That's a thing now.
Gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, that's a thing. And aside from the fact that the design's actually kind of adorable, the thing that I love the most is the reaction. You want to what now? It's like, yeah. Yep.
Lewd.
I'm working on it.
It's very lewd. That was actually, arguably, they probably should have gone into the booty barn, but
No.
There's no visual to it.
The lounge chat is becoming more lewd, and the booty barn is going. The booty barn, I guarantee you, in a year's time, is going to be completely out of control.
Wanna whip out
Right?
the
With
decks?
everybody bugging me to fucking, there.
Is it updated yet?
No.
That's weird.
With everybody bugging me to fucking just let people post porn.
What we might do is make a separate channel. So you've got the booty barn, and then you've got the super booty barn.
Yeah. I think that might be a bit redundant. Why is it not updating?
I don't know. Maybe Needle can't drive OBS.
Fuck you.
Well, I mean, we did spend the first 2 minutes of the podcast trying to get OBS to work, so you know.
Yeah, that was a long.
Oh, there we go. It's updated.
Oh, okay.
It's updated. So yes, this is a thing now. Is the tide police? Because you know everything has to be ponyfied.
It's just like the Chans too, like Earth Chan or Ebola Chan. Yeah, it's just like a weird. It's a weird way the internet reacts with reality these days.
Also, I quite Earth Chan was fantastic, but the best joke I've heard about Earth Chan was because of Earth Chan's design, the flat Earth theory has been confirmed.
Yeah, that was the whole point of Earth Chan, was the flat versus round controversy, not the stupid Captain Planet bullshit. But no,
exactly. It was just there for a boob joke.
It was there for a boob joke. That's what's funny.
Oh,
Just don't make it like
smash
real.
the pod. I get it now.
Yeah, yeah, tasty.
Yeah. Although, yeah, eats the pod as well. It's like,
You eat it and then you die.
Right? So basically, it's like that one character from American Gods.
Oh my gosh.
Right. Which, I mean, that's like the second chapter. You know, I still haven't finished that show. I just could not get into it. Like, it was cool to see more Brian Fuller visuals, but...
You guys want to see some pictures from when I was diddling around with SFM maker?
What were you diddling?
Source filmmaker?
Pics.
Yeah. Okay, shush.
Alright, let me...
Also, Maya for life. Source filmmaker.
So, there was a time where I was actually messing around with Source Filmmaker, and I... Whoopsie! That's not what I wanted to do, but... So there was a time where I was messing around with Source Filmmaker, and I made a bunch of models of Needle Stitch from when she was still a basic pwn.
Wait, you made a Needle Stitch?
Yeah, from when she was still a basic pwn. And she wasn't cool like she is now.
So back when she
V1.
was a basic Stitch. She was a basic Stitch.
She was a basic Stitch.
Yeah. Upload. God, it's being really slow today.
Yeah.
Oh my
I know, what's
gosh.
up
That like popped up.
Oh, whoa!
It's like, that's not what I wanted to do.
It's scary.
Back
I
from when...
mean, that's a lot of black and red.
Yeah, at the time, so I think I told you that when I first made Needle Stitch, she was a vinyl recolor, and I gave her black and red hair because at the time I had black and red hair.
Oh yes, I remember that. You had black and red hair, so it technically didn't count as edgy. But the problem is, if you didn't have context on it,
it would just look like an edgy vinyl scratch cover. Yeah.
She looks pretty happy for an edge pone.
I mean, she's not supposed to be an edge. Well, I mean, she kind of is supposed to be an edge pone, but at the same time, she's fucking cute. So. Let me see if I have the others.
Needle Stitch. The modern Stitch design is better.
The modern Stitch design. I'll actually show you the very first modern Stitch pic I have.
Show us your Stitch pic.
The very first modern Stitch pic.
It is impressive how many innuendos you can get out of the word Stitch.
Alright, so once it decides to actually update. But my friend Kat is the one who decided that Needle Stitch was no longer allowed to be a basic bitch and gave her the current incarnation that you should be seeing in a second now. I'm just going through old pictures on my computer and I'm like, I can show you guys.
Cool, Wolf.
I really don't know why OBS is taking so long to update.
Should we... Oh yes, that picture. I remember that picture. I think at this point I might have seen...
Oh yeah! That's a great one.
I think at this point I might have seen all the pictures of Stitch.
No. I have another one that
Really?
a friend of mine did. Let's see.
Or at the very least I've seen all the safe for work pictures of Stitch.
No. You'd be surprised.
I've seen a few that not safe for work too.
Oh goodness
Pardon?
gracious! I just got a new one, a new, not safe for work one.
I've only seen one not safe for work one.
I have 3, 4. Four?
There's the one you
Four.
showed us, and then there's Steamy Stitch, and I don't know the other two.
There's the one in the corset, there's the one where she's tied up, there's the one that she has the button nipple, and then
there's the shower one.
The shower stitch.
Okay, so I haven't seen the one where she's tied up, and I've only seen a cropped version of Shower Stitch and tied up, and Corset Stitch.
Tied up stitch is new. I just got that. This is one of the original fan arts that I got of Needle Stitch. Somebody had just seen I don't remember how she saw a picture of Needle Stitch. I think she found it on DeviantArt. But she's like, oh, it's really cute. Can I draw your horse? So she... It's mispaint. It's kind of bad.
Surprisingly lewd.
Wait, what?
Like, just getting a surprise lewd fan art?
Oh, no, it's not lewd. The first lewd that I have is actually Steamy Stitch.
Of which I have only seen the butt.
Here, I'll show you. Show Vermont the new one.
Vermont privileges.
Vermont privileges. Because I don't know if Sky wants to see it, so.
No, just share in the chat.
No. No, this one I can't. It's not safe. It's too much for the blue line.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wait, no, we can't sing to this level. We can't sing to the level of making these noises. No, we're better than this.
No, we're not.
I can't even remember what that was from.
It's from Wisdom Dog.
Yep.
Is that what it was from? Really?
Yep.
Yes, now I remember.
Yep.
Yes, of course I remember now. They did the Yes, they did the Rainbow Dash version of it.
Oh, that's right. There was a Rainbow Dash version.
How did she get all of her
Yes.
stitches? Oh my god, I feel like every podcast I tell the story of how she got her stitches.
It was a very, very. We should just make an audiobook version of how Stitch got her stitches. So
She got fucking stabbed.
She got fucking stabbed. Okay, do you want the reason why I gave her stitches, or the background story as to why she got her stitches?
For what version of what?
So there
were two versions?
There are two versions. There's the reason why I gave her stitches in the first place. So, why I stitches.
Edge.
And
and the in character.
And then there's the
I
in
haven't
character.
heard the reason. I don't think I've heard the reason why you specifically gave her stitches.
Oh, there. I sent you the thing, Vermont.
Yay, Vermont. Mom's gonna go here. Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's fine. Don't share with the class.
Who drew that?
Ardial.
Artie drew this.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I recognize his art style now.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a
ask
good
him
what
for
the
this?
fuck or a bad what the fuck.
It's what the fuck? I mean, that is
Not what you were expecting?
the penis is at the wrong angle.
Wait, what? Okay, at least share in the Skype the private chat. Come on, you can't leave one of the speakers out of this at least if you want to fuck with the audience.
You wanna fuck with the other? No, now I'm enjoying fucking with you.
This is very graphic.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's good art.
It's very good art. I did not
Very,
ask
very
for
cute.
this,
What?
but I can't say I'm mad about it.
So you're pleased with the outcome?
Because I told him, I was like, because before I had lost my job, he was going through some money troubles, so I was like, I will pay you for a drawing of Stitch. Okay, well, what do you want? And I said, tie her up like a present.
Well, you definitely tied her up like a present. It's the
Definitely.
rest of it that's like...
Yeah, those parts I didn't ask for. Those were added. And I can't say that I'm mad. And no, so I told him that I had lost my job, and he's like, "Oh, okay, I won't finish the picture until you have your job again. That way you can pay me, because that was the agreement. Like, he was going to make it, and then once he finished it, I was going to pay him based on what I thought it was worth. And he was live streaming it, and someone was like, "Oh, are you gonna finish it?" And he goes, "Probably not, because she just lost her job." So this random dude who I don't even know offered to pay for it.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Right? Everybody's like, "What just happened?" Nope.
Oh, I love this. Lord Admiral Argyle Trench, which is still the best name
Skybolt,
of
do you
anyone
really
who
wanna
watches
see
our
it?
content. has
I
just-
mean, I'm interested now. You guys have been talking about it like 4 minutes.
You okay?
right,
I'll,
sorry.
I'll show you Skybolt.
Just beware, Skybolt. It's a lot.
It's kind of graphic. Like I was very surprised when I got it. I was like, "Oh, okay."
We were talking about 2 girls, 1 cup earlier. This is...
Okay, it's
wait for
definitely
her.
not 2 girls, 1 cup bad, but
It's not 2 girls, 1 cup, but it's...
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
The attention to detail on the button is artistic.
Like like I said, I was not expecting that, but I.
This was a friend, right?
Yeah, this is a friend.
Okay. This is just safe.
Yeah, it'd be very, very weird if it was a stranger.
It'd be very well. It was a stranger who offered to pay for it for me since I lost my job.
Yeah, but
That's a little less weird.
yeah, but the artist Artie is a friend.
Yeah, the artist is a friend of mine. I have only ever commissioned one person who wasn't a friend to draw. I didn't tell him to do a not safe for work one. I actually very specifically said that I wanted her in a corset.
Oh no.
But that's how I ended up getting a button nip stitch.
Okay then.
Yeah, so yeah.
Okay then.
I think I have more lewds of my horse at this point than cute pictures. Please somebody draw more cute pictures so I can balance it out.
Your character just seems to invite lewds.
She's, I think it's the stitches.
It probably is.
I think it's
It probably is.
Yeah, I think it's the stitches. I think somebody's got to the stitches because I personally am
That
not
and
into
the
that kind of porn, but
buttons.
hey,
That and the buttons.
The button was an interesting touch. Yeah.
The buttons on the other one as well.
the buttons on the other one.
Yes, the one, the other one, the one you posted into the booty barn.
Oh, that was by Lil Miss J. Lil Miss J is known for porn. That was the one that I did not ask for it to be topless, but hey, it got topless.
Yeah, see, no one draws fan art of my characters unless they're being beaten to death by needle stitch.
It's
I got one semi-lewd one from TJ or TK from the that was from Valentine's Day.
I want to see this now. I haven't
Yeah.
seen this. Share with the
Seriously?
class, Skybolt.
Yeah. It was
You got one too?
it's not lewd, it's like implied. Let me see. Where is that?
Share with the
I'm
class.
jealous
So
now.
share with the class so I could share it with everybody and put it on the Waifu cast chat.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. If you're okay with it.
Yeah, that's fine. It's actually very timely for Valentine's Day. Okay, open Sesame. Bammo.
Oh, that picture.
Yeah, you might remember that.
Yeah, you've shared this before.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, that's implied. But
That's implied.
can I share it? It's funny.
Yeah, that's fun.
It's actually kind of funny.
It is funny.
Say. I'm just gonna start making like with all of the shit of our OCs. Oh my god, that's what the waifu cast is just gonna be. Once I get enough images of everybody's OCs, I'm just gonna play like a slideshow. It's just looping through everybody's OCs. If I get enough of those pictures, I will totally do that. I will just loop through fan art during the waifu cast, and people can see all of the badass fan art that we get. And by we,
So
I mean
we have. Also, we've got a month and 1 day until Valentine's Day. I really need to get a move on with my Wasteland Survival Guide chapter.
Yeah, you do.
Yep.
I've already delivered.
Yeah, mine's almost done. I just need to tie everything together. Like, the problem is that mine at the moment is a series of unconnected jokes, and I'm trying to find a way of connecting so that it all feels seamless. That's the problem. Mine is currently mapped out like a Ryan Johnson script.
Oh my gosh.
It's a bunch of cool moments that I wrote first, and now I need to try and make it seamless. Which, yes, I realize it's a bad way to write a story, but on the other hand,
See, now with all the Discord.
Vermont, you
Talk.
have questions.
Oh,
I
he
have a
does?
question. Someone asked me a question.
Yes, a couple of people have
Yay!
questions. That's him clapping, not fapping. Don't get excited.
Oh my
boys.
gosh.
That was definitely clapping, but I did realize halfway through the clap that what it sounded like.
Yeah.
That would be very aggressive fapping.
Maybe I'm just a very aggressive person.
Oh my
Mm.
gosh. That's where the term self-harm comes from.
Yep.
There we go. There's the Skybolt picture has arrived.
Oh
I think the one I like the most is the no opening before Christmas.
yeah, that was before Christmas. I guess after Christmas now, so we're opening it.
So yeah.
Someone can open up the Skybolt package now.
Ugh.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah. That's a pretty
I forget what
badass-
joke that caused too. That was like, I think from a meeting, where it might have been something about art or whatever, and yeah.
But yeah, if you guys tweet us art or send it in the Discord, I will totally add it to a file and we can do a...
What in the hell? Yeah, I've been out of the Discord for too long. What is going on in here?
What are you talking about?
I'm just like going through the Discord now.
Oh, what was the last
This
time?
is the normal chat, and the normal chat is already descending into
Oh, yes. You haven't
Usually
been
with
onto
the normal
East-
chat,
onto the-
we need to kind of whip people back because the normal
Oh
chat
my
needs
God.
to stay normal. Let me
Yeah,
see
so
what I-
sometimes the normal chat gets a bit lewd, or sometimes they talk about spoiler stuff, or sometimes they roleplay, and you kind of just got to go every now and then, like, just push them into other things. There's the spoiler chat where we talk. We've got our spoiler chat. There's a chat there specifically for me to recommend audio dramas because I recommend and talk about them so often that it was starting to spam the normal chat.
oh my goodness.
We've got the Echo Chamber, which is a which is a writing feedback chat. There's cute posting, which is just adorable stuff, and then obviously there's the Booty Barn, which is a booty barn.
the Anon and whatever Twilight's mom cartoon. That was a great comic.
There. I had to hop in there real quick.
Do some police work.
What about police
yeah.
work? Oh, over there, yes.
Holy
yes.
shit, he just told me how much the dude paid for the picture.
How much?
50.
Damn.
What?
Holy shit.
Damn.
Dude, I don't know who this guy is, but you the real MVP, man.
You the real MVP.
You the real MVP. That is a really good
That's a.
chrysalis.
Yeah. Wait, what chrysalis?
Oh, I thought you were looking at the booty barn. But yeah, that's a $50 commission that
Oh, that chrysalis. Yes, that's a very good chrysalis.
Thank you, human who I do not know, who paid for my commission.
Yay, human, for paying for this very, very weird, kind of terrifying commission.
See, I like it when when people start getting in the wrong chat, and I'm just like, hey, go to the booty barn now. Keep this chat clean. Mel's buggy is like, yes, ma'am.
Yes, because it's become it's become very, very much. Well, first of all, because Keystroke or Mel's buggy is very used to people shouting, "Go do this thing! Go do this thing!" And which you can tell from the fact that the character avatar is wearing the French maid outfit
Yes.
and looking very, very servitudinal.
Yes.
And yes, I made that word up. I'm making up words today.
That French maid thing had to come from somewhere, right? It's like what is the like origin of that, like, as a meme?
I have no idea. Probably from some like really old black and white film. Anyways, so what is next on the block to do the
Yeah, tell us,
bounce
Queen,
back?
what is the way? What is the next topic?
is-
You show us the way.
All right,
Yes,
we're,
you show
we're
us the
opening
new
it
way.
up to chat questions. Vermont, you haven't answered the two.
Oh, right. What is my character backstory and the name of the character? Okay, so Okay, so weirdly enough, so the character backstory is very weird, so I won't go into the full details of the character backstory, because the character, because I base my character very much off myself, so he kind of changes as I do. So, hang on, stretching. Ow.
Dead.
Ow, that really hurt. Okay, so... the character's name is
Stripey.
so the character's name is Somlomo.
Oh my gosh.
That is his native Zebratian name. And his name.
Stop it.
Yes, that's his Ugandan Knuckles name. And then, he also has his he has his name for Equestrians because it just makes it easier for them to pronounce, which is Buster, and not Buster as in, he busts things and punches shit. More like you get like a guy gets handsy with you in a bar and you say, "Watch it, Buster."
Ah.
And that kind of comes like he arrived in the country. And people kept saying, "Watch it, Buster," to him and shit like that. So
oh my
he just assumed that was the natural translation for his name.
That's a good backstory. I like that.
Right?
Like that.
He has a wee little brace on his leg on account of that's kind of because me, myself, and I have to walk with. Well, I don't anymore, or not currently. But there are often times where I have to walk with a walking stick, just to help my balance, and because of my wonky leg. And you can't give a pony a walking stick, so you've got to, because that's weird. So I gave him a little leg brace instead. And then his butt tattoo is Anansi, which is a West African god of storytelling. And that very much had to be that had to kind of be like, hey, he's a writer and he's a storyteller, but it had to also reflect that I'm a proud child of Africa.
Nerd.
And that's all there is to tell. He knows the way. Buster knows the way. Somlomo knows the way.
Buster knows the way. Oh my god, no.
What?
No, I just have an image of Stitch being the one who bumped into him and saying, "Watch it, Buster," and then he just follows "My queen, you know the way," and then Skybolt, like, hovering over the top, like, "What's going on, guys?"
Where's this?
That's I just in my head.
Oh, okay.
That's just what I picture, just like Stitch bumping into him and being like, "Watch it, Buster," and then he just turns around and starts following her like, "My queen, you know the way." What? What? And then Skybolt just hovering with his little mechanical wings, like, "What's going on, guys?"
Oh my god. Yeah, I can kind of imagine that.
And then Kelly just hiding in the corner.
Stealing all of our fans.
Yeah, he hides in the chat room too. We have our four horse apocalypse chat, and he every once in a while he'll just pop up and say something or whatever, but otherwise it's just the three of us talking.
Oh shit, Needle! I just realized there is a picture that you need to post because it is the greatest picture ever made. I completely forgot. How the fuck did I forget about this?
Oh my gosh! What?
Okay, it's not the greatest picture ever made because it is also kind of weird, but it's gonna get a good reaction. I'm sending it to you.
Waiting patiently.
Okay, so this it's not as. There you go. I sent it.
Where did you send it? Oh, you sent it just directly to me.
I sent it directly to you.
Oh my god.
So yeah, could you upload that onto the thing?
I will.
Thank you. Yes, chaotic babies, Anansi is a spider god, but much like many mythologies, many gods from many mythologies, he's not the god of a single thing. You'd be very hard pressed, now that I think about it, to find a mythology where there's a god who's a god of one thing specifically.
That's pretty boring. You want to stack some traits.
Exactly. I mean, there was Dionysus, who he wasn't just the god of wine; he was also the god of theater, and he was the god of fertility. His symbol was a phallus.
It's a dick.
So the festival of Dionysus would involve a bunch of Greek dudes running around with a giant sculpture of a dick.
Fantastic.
Okay, so it should be popping up any minute now.
Wonderful.
Wunderbar.
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 Stop it. That was horrible.
What? What was horrible?
You.
My German accent.
That was horrible. Get fucked. Get fucked, Windows 10. I don't give a shit.
I thought you were offended by our German accents on account of the fact that you're German.
I am, but still.
Which, you know, I feel like we should be allowed to mock the Germans until at least 2045. At that point, we can stop mocking the Germans.
I'm half German too. Y'all can suck my dick. Fucking, oh yeah, the Germans are so terrible. That's why both sides of the space program needed them to do fucking anything.
True. But I mean, that is one. But, you know, if you were great, you would have won at least one of the wars you started.
Oh my gosh, neither war was started by the Germans. That's
literally both war.
Literally neither
wars.
War. First war was started by a
on.
Bosnian communist.
Oh, is it back up? There it goes. It's back up. Nope, it's offline. What
Is
the
it back
fuck?
up?
No.
Is it back up? No, it's offline. It's offline again. Wow, I really don't think that the stream wants to show this picture.
We're currently in the middle of a storm over here, so.
Oh, it
Rip.
could be that. Yeah.
Open up your
Come on, stream. Come on, stream. You can do it, stream. Everyone pray to the gods of the stream.
You caged at my command.
We don't need the stream, we need the
There
river.
it is.
Oh, that, yeah.
Yeah. So I had Kramak do a very, very quick sketch of that, which is why it looks so rough. But yes, that is Skybolt lovingly cuddling a retarded porg.
The frown on its face is because he knows he's about to get his fucking neck snapped.
Okay, Skybolt, I think you need to explain your backstory now.
Oh yeah, I feel like I've done that on the chat too. But yeah, I could give a quickie where the whole concept of the character was when I was considering going into prosthetic work, because I was working at a veteran hospital and doing like kind of loose engineering, but I was working with the biomechanical engineers who do a lot more of like medical devices and stuff. And so I thought I was really interested in that. And so I thought if I did go into like prosthetic design, that's kind of like mail and shit. And so that became the backstory of the Skybolt being Mr. Automer for them cripples. And so the wings are just, you know, take advantage of having robot devices lying about. So it's like, essentially, you hear the backstory in the Cybernetically song, which is a really old one, but there's a remastered version on my last album, the Classics and Conventions album.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
And so there was actually a whole like narrative that I had planned out for it, but I just never got around to actually writing it.
Speaking of conventions, do you guys want to see the art for the one that Skybolt and I met at?
Oh yeah,
Alright.
That fan art I had.
Oh, I don't
Fan.
have that. I have the banner.
Yeah, I think it's the banner.
Is it the banner?
Got like all of them there. But it's like, art drawn of the character that wasn't myself and freaking, the General Zoi's pony maker.
Oh no, it's not you. It's the Leakfish doodle.
Oh, that's good too. I can drop you. I can drop you some pics. I've got them.
Yeah, drop me some pics. We'll go look at
Oh.
we'll go look at old art and stuff.
For the record, guys, this is